Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the official coverage of 2024 ESO's 2024 Manufacturers Cup. It is round 2. We are at Spa. Obviously, we'd like to thank the good people at ESO and the new people at ASA. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Obviously, Race Command and Gamma Flare, and of course, Matchfit is broadcasting it to you live, guys, and proudly sponsoring it. As usual, if Matchfit's here, that means Dave and myself here, and J-Man is right by my side. How you doing this evening, J-Man?
Yeah, good, Davo, and yourself, mate. Hopefully you've turned up here all, all G'd up, all fired up for this one here, and welcome viewers.
Well,
Yeah, so, hey, looking forward to this one. Obviously, the Manufacturers Cup for Endurance Simsport Oceania, commonly known as ESO. This one here, round 2 at Spa, scheduled for a 2 hour. Obviously, we're just
Yep.
about to embark on quali. We'll bring that to you very shortly, viewers, as the guys and girls are out there just on their formation lap. But yeah, really looking forward to this one. A lot of fat to chew throughout tonight too.
Yes.
Coming out of round 1, and obviously, structure-wise, if this is the first time that you're tuning in, viewers, this Manufacturers Cup is broken up into effectively GD3s and GD4s. So a team's championship on the line here, and individual accomplishments also. So we'll talk a little bit throughout the evening about who succeeded in round 1 and who's looking to maybe have a comeback drive, and there's plenty of information too as we get amongst it. And look, I'm really looking forward to this one. We did see, Davo, a lot of rain in the official practice. Be interesting to see what.
Yes.
We do have relatively good conditions for this first phase of qualifying. First 15 minutes are given to the GD3s, and then we will see the GD4s go out after that. Now, one thing to mention too, 5 o'clock is this qualifying session, and then it is a 9 p.m. race for 2 hours. So just factor that in, that we will be finishing at 11 o'clock at night here. So just something to consider for these guys and girls out there tonight, and I'm sure they'll be well prepared.
Well, you can be as prepared as you like, but it is Spa, J-Man, and Spa is Spa. It just, Spa things happen. There's so many places you can make the slightest mistakes, and it can be a very big moment. So, look, yeah, as much as these guys and girls are prepared, J-Man, look, like you mentioned, we watched a bit of pre-race practice. Was pretty healthy conditions for most of it, but towards the end of it, it did rain fairly heavily. Obviously the time difference around a place like Spa here is massive. Conditions at the moment, I think we got a fast track and 23 degrees with track temperature at 27. But like you were mentioning, J-Man, very late race, and I'm sure those temperatures will come down. And look, if we get a drop of rain on this track, you watch these guys scramble. It'll be interesting to watch. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and even, this session here, obviously a pretty big lap here around Spa, good 7 kilometres. Officially they say 19 turns. We know it's 20 when we look at the final chicane. And, things to consider, not getting a track cut, obviously, on the way out of Blanchimont, and also the big one, not getting a track cut at Rouge is critical to actually getting a lap banked. So obviously these guys and girls will go out there and try and lay one down, get a banker in, and then really press on hard after that. But 15 minutes, you're not going to get that many. If you've got to come back and make some changes, that's going to cut a bit of time out of it as well. So
yep.
Certainly going to be interested to see who's going to rise to the top very, very quickly. We do see the first indicative time, and that is from Bruno Ellis in there on a 2:17.7 now.
Just quickly, J-Man, Henderson just sneaking into 4th there too.
Yep, Lawrenson, no surprises there, goes to the top on a 17.7 also. So a couple of 17.7s straight away. Now 17s around Spa is very respectable. Very, very respectable. It's a time that I've certainly never been able to achieve. So, yeah, pretty cool stuff already to see these guys go out there and absolutely lay down some scorches.
Yep.
So, and like I said, no surprises to see Lawrenson up there. Hendo doing a good job as well. But, usual suspects, Liam Curran in there.
Yeah, definitely. Hendo, as I just mentioned, actually Mia Rose just coming out of the final complex of corners here and across the line. So straight to the top for Mia. Sasha Death as well. Man, where is he on track? Actually.
So just coming down, literally just coming down the hill at the moment, just coming down, we're about trying to pick up.
Yeah, so down through the valley there.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. The Valley of Death.
Puhon, turn 12, heading down to campus and Stavelot, yep.
That's the one. So still early in the lap, but hasn't hit a time yet. So just, he's got to get that banker. Like we mentioned, two 15-minute sessions here tonight. So the GT3's out first. They'll get some rubber down, clearly. And then the GT4 guys will roll out for the second tier of qualifying.
Exactly 7/10 the margin between first and second right now. That is one Rosie Mia up against Andrew Lawrenson. Lawrenson I've seen have as good as maybe 3/10 up as Stephen Tide just goes and splits those two now.
Oh, yeah.
Going there on 17.2. Lawrenson, what's the margin? What's he got? He's just come through. Blanchimont heading down to the final chicane.
And Sasha into third. Hendo on a number as well, J-Man, and just coming out of the final corner as well. This will sneak him up a little bit again, up and behind Lawrence again. Ellis slowly going backwards there, provisionally.
Yeah. Slade on a big number as well, about to cross the line. What does that do for Slade? Up to P5, knocks Hendo down to 6. Hendo currently in the pits, maybe making a few changes. Still got a good... what's he got? 6-7 minutes left of his session, so still plenty to go. And that time that Lawrenson just pressed on with was a 2:17.5, so improved by a couple of tenths. However, no improvement on the totem. Still stays P4 right now.
However, Ty and Ellis are both up. Got healthy numbers on their delta, as does Lawrenson.
Yeah, Breno Ellis, Porker's on a fork, has got that Porker wound up right now as he heads down the hill. Great piece of racetrack as they tip it into what is effectively a double apex down through turn 12, Puhon, and then wind her up for the slightly tighter right-hander heading down into campus, 13, 14, 15, such an integral section to link up before they come out of Paul Frere and head down that fast flat chat run all the way down through Blanchimont down to the final chicane. Critical to get a good exit here.
Yeah, he's definitely got the rubber band wound up in the Porsche tonight there, J-Man. And it's looking Ty just rounding those final couple of really quick left-handers there before he runs up here into the, well, half a bus stop, what used to be a bus stop. I don't know. Yep. They change it all the time around here.
Got a good delta going.
He has got a good delta.
Going to go to the top on this number.
Oh, easily.
16.8. That's a mega time. Anything 16s.
Ellis just coming out. Ellis just put himself on the pointy end of the second row as well. J-Man with that.
Row, yep.
So, yeah, nice works. Third position, second row. Eaton. Up on his delta a little bit. And the Bilstein BMW comes.
Also, Jamie Conboy up a lot. What's he in there? He's actually in there on a 19.2, but he's up 6/10. What does that do for him? He's probably going to grab a couple of 3 spots here and carry the delta through. Oh, lost it all in the final chicane. So Mia Rose on the right side of the delta at the moment, just teetering on half, you know, a tenth to just, you know, working maybe a quarter of a tenth, but then back again. So a little bit of ebb and flow, just trying to make this lap count.
Yeah, the Audi flexing its muscles here, I think, a little bit tonight. J-Man, Mia, even at her best, looks like she's struggling to make ground on that qualifying lap of Ty. So nice work.
And Ty, interestingly enough, Davo, didn't park it at a 16.8, decided to go back and grab another set and have another run at it, obviously with still 4 minutes to go in the session for the pros here.
Definitely. And Rose actually just backed off and cooled her tyres down before the final complex of corners there, and looks like she's going to have another shot at it as well. So interesting stuff. Hamilton up on the Deltas in the Aston Martin, the 806 car. Can't miss this one. Bright green, the black checkers on it, or the black whatever those things are. Those things. Looks great though, fantastic. It's two of those cars, there's a yellow one and a green one. Can't get them mixed up.
Yeah, another Pit Viper car out of the Delta variant, so
yeah,
very, very good lap coming. Carrying that good margin, around 7.5 tenths. Sees them go up to P9, so inside the 10, very, very good lap.
Herbert also just coming up to the final complex here as well. A J-Man in one of the Pit Viper cars with a serious delta going on. Puts himself in 9th, just pipping Hamilton.
What a great start to the lap for Stephen Tighe. Already turn 1. Comes through La Source with already a 10.5 up.
He's just on it straight away.
Yep. Carries that 10.5 through a Rouge down the Kemmel Straight. Interesting piece of racetrack that he just went through there, Davo. You and I talked about it in the past when the rain does come, that there's a little river that flows on the way out of...
across that kink there, yeah.
Yeah, on the way out of Radalon there. So they come through a Rouge there and then heading towards the Kemmel Straight, and it's around about that kink, that turn 6 kink, and it runs across the track, and it can be it can prove costly for the odd driver. We've seen it before.
We have J-Man, and like that's the thing. A Spa, very tricky, very technical. It's fast. Had a few drops of rain.
They're on a number that's going to bring her perilously close to Stephen Tighe. Maybe that's why Stephen Tighe pressed on and decided he needed another run at this, because she's 3.5 tenths up.
Oh, this is looking good.
2.5 tenths up. It's going to be close. Gets it. 16.837 plays a 16.852.
Tighe's still on track. We'll see that happening live.
What has Stephen Tighe got? He's got shown micro slightly in the red for me.
Mate, it's micro times too here. What do we got?
It could come down to the final chicane for sure. 2.5
hundredths of a second or something we're talking about here. So super close stuff.
It's a 10th down as we speak, heading down to the chicane. What can he do under brakes? Gets it in nice and tight, a little bit of curb. Goes 5 tenths down. Goes a second down.
He's got it.
No, he hasn't got it.
Oh, Rose still. And Ellis actually just coming out of the final corner too with a very healthy delta.
Yes.
Doesn't make a position. These guys in front so quick. But definitely betters his time there.
Yeah, 17.0 now.
So really peddling that thing.
Interesting that Stephen Tighe did cross the line with 51 seconds to go in the session for the GT3 drivers. So gets another go at it. Now, what was that? Was that Hendo? Was that Hendo just making a place?
Oh, yeah, maybe. In the 31 car, the 31 Aston. 6th provisionally at the moment. In good company there, Hendo.
Francis Dorado going to move up a couple of spots here, I think, based on the numbers. Going to go from P12 all the way up to P6, knocks Hendo down to P7, so that was a great last charge for Francis Dorado in the McLaren.
Slade as well, looking for that position. Puts it into 6, knocks Delgado and Hendo back.
And also another one coming, Paul Huddy in the Porsche, in there on a 19.2 at the moment. Got around about 7/10 coming through the final.
He'll get a couple or 3 here if he keeps that up.
Goes from
Looks
P16
up to, just the one.
15. Yeah, okay. Okay, so we have started to see our GT4 drivers start to roll out for their first laps in this second phase of the qualifying, so they get their 15 minutes of fame as well. So, but we still do have Stephen Ty finishing this lap, Davo, and he is up, and he's up enough. Carrying it through. Can Stephen Ty put a little sting in the tail against the time that Mia Rose has just laid down of a 16.837? It's all going to come down to the final chicane. Tips it in there, a little bit tidier this time. Carries around a 10th and a half.
Oh, that's plenty. That is plenty.
He's got it.
Wow.
16.765's enough. Mia Rose has parked it. Sasha Death's got about 2.5 tenths up the sleeve. It's not going to be enough to rattle the front runners, but it will be enough to maybe rattle
Lawrence
and maybe Breno Ellis.
Yeah, definitely, J-Man. And another good tip into that
final
chicane. He's going to carry this.
Oh, P4. Smallest of margins. Very, very good qualifying from our GT3 drivers first up. So well done to all of them. But yeah, exceptional job from Stephen Ty to just have the nous to stay out there and keep pressing on and just grab that extra bit right at the end. So,
he needed to, J-Man. Obviously, Rose putting the pressure on towards the end of the qualifying, pipping his time, and yeah, he really needed to get out there and stamp the Audi authority on the race there, right there in qualifying.
So I think we might have another one of the Pit Viper Delta cars in the GT4 version out there first, and I just see the rain, the window wipers starting to go on that car.
Here we go.
No, there's no rain out there. That must have been just hit the wrong button.
Maybe he's just checking.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a sign.
I just saw the window wipers and I was like, hang on a minute. But hey, look, I think that 471 car is the first car out on the official flying lap. Very closely followed by, trying to see who that is. I think that is Grant Begg and one of the other Pit Viper Omega variants. So a lot of Pit Viper representation out here tonight.
Oh,
obviously,
yes.
Very well represented in these endurance races, and the cars look fantastic too. So a little bit of a chance for us just to take stock, Davo, as we wait for these indicative times to come in and just look back up at that totem, and yeah, just I'm a little bit in awe of the 16s that were just laid down.
Oh,
that's
amazing.
world class.
Yeah, definitely. The times definitely improved towards the end of the lap. Obviously, track temps going down a little bit, but the track changed from fast to an optimum track. So the guys taking advantage of that and really hitting some stellar numbers there, J-Man. Like you said, envious. There's no way we'd get anywhere near it. As much as I love Spa, it was a sort of a bit of a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, so yeah, no, and definitely it can have its great moments, but then yeah, it can get a little spicy as well. So interesting that those two at the front at the moment. I see you tuned into Breno at the moment in the 420 KTM, but the front two almost feel like we're going to see a positional change here. Yeah, we are. Look, so
that's Hignett just letting. What number is that? That Merc there. It is big. It's big.
It was big.
Yeah.
Coming
so,
through.
Like you mentioned, both out of the Pit Viper garage.
Look for the Gallo time here.
There might have been a little bit of team orders there. Just let me go first. I think I'm a little bit quicker than you. Sweet, I will tell you. Perfect scenario there for those boys. And Gallo, no, Holmes to the top.
Keys to the top, mate.
Oh, Keys to the top. Oh, Keys in the pits already. So he's thinking, okay, I need some setup change. I just got the best time, but I'll just set it up anyway. As we watch Holmes through a Rouge and all kinds of sideways jumping the curbs. Unbelievable. Look at the action from the GT4 McLaren there. Beautiful work from Holmes to actually keep that together. Stellar effort.
And the Delta's very much alive. Obviously, it's still got some times to roll in yet, but I think we've still got Greg Brock coming in that BMW, Gibbons, Partington, and Brooker still to lay down a time. Potentially, I would say that could have been either laid out the lane or otherwise a track infringement on that opening lap. We've talked about that. Very easily done.
I think it'd be the latter, J-Man. Track infringement first lap. Just about guarantee it. So obviously we've got Brock well up on his Delta because he hasn't got a time yet, and Partington as well in one of the Porsches. Looks like a Cayman, so the GT4 car, this one. The number 77 car, so yeah, well up on their Deltas. Also Gibbon up, and Brooker just tailing a little bit in the Martini car. So, but up the pointy end, J-Man, there's plenty going on. Gullo in the go-kart, the aptly named go-kart, the KTM, not too far off the leaders and well up on his Delta. Holmes also up in on the Delta in the bloody rally. Oh man, he's he just voided his lap
up there, mate. Yeah, track up there.
But yeah, look, driving it like a rally car is Holmes.
Yeah, so Gallo's going to come in here with a pretty good time. I don't know if it's going to rock the
time. Actually, who was that?
29.4.
Oh, it was Beg.
Just behind Holmes there.
Yeah, Beg went across in front, bettered his time, didn't move up a position. Again, we see the lights going on. I think it's the Hignett car, isn't it? Yes. Not the lights, the bloody windscreen. Look, he's got the windscreen wipers on again, J-Man.
He's trying to throw us off, mate, but
yeah, he's trying to throw us off.
Just saw Tony French just move up quite a few spots in that Bill Stein BMW as well, so he just had a very good lap just to improve his time as well. So he's currently 28th and 8th in class at the moment. So very, very good job.
So back to the boys at the bottom. Where did Brock end up here? Oh, he's got a timeout. All the boys with times out now. Keys, top of the list in the Camaro and up on the Delta, J-Man, early in the lap. It's got a good run through a Rouge and just really the punch in that Camaro up the hill here. Nose in the air. He's over 2 tanks up on his Delta. Brimblecombe also in the Aston Martin. Sister car to, I think, the Henderson car. Another one of the Pit Viper cars. So a lot of Pit Viper representation out there.
Yep,
it's all going on. So yeah, looking healthy on the. Like I said, Keys. Oh look, that thing in the Camaro. I'm sure you need to muscle that thing around to keep it in check and keep it going forward at a relative pace. But Brimblecombe, J-Man.
He's doing a good job. He's actually pressing on at the moment, so it'll be one to watch.
He could move up a couple of positions, maybe pit Beg if he keeps up the forward momentum he's got at the moment. Only, what have we got? 5 minutes, 20 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, in this qualifying. Hit the like and subscribe button and your notifications. Throw something in the chat box.
Yeah, speaking of the chat box, David, we've got Maverick, aka Phil Lantoon, in there. No Hoondas, mate. No one representing their Bev, you should have
No
been in
love. No.
here. Yeah. So, but nonetheless, there's a bit of everything else. We got go-karts and we got the Generals men out there, and yeah, it's plenty going on. So, just looking there, who we've got lighting the page up at the moment. It's incredibly tight at the top, and still watching Joshua Holmes, just trying to improve on that time to try and maybe grab those 2.5 tenths that he needs to grab.
Definitely, yeah. So Booker probably the highest delta or the lowest delta that I can see at the moment. The brightest green, let's say, as he runs up into the final corner here. He is over a second up on his previous best lap time. Looking to gain a position or two here, and there it is. Oh, he got a couple of positions there. Puts himself in front of Brock and Smith into 37th provisionally.
Wood with a good start to his next lap. Obviously, still got a couple more in him, but yeah, already grabbing 4.5 tenths as he heads down to Rouge. And another one of the Camaros. So Camaro's looking quite good here for the GT4s.
Yeah. Funny enough, that surprises me. I don't call me biased. I love a Chevy, but it's just yeah, doing well, doing really well. Like I said, I'm sure they're a handful, J-Man, to muscle well and quickly. So good work.
Another one too to watch also, I just need to double check, make sure it's not a track cut lap. I don't think it is Vinny Canero as well. So he's...
Yes, we just got cameras on him at the moment in the, well, it's a stealth black Mercedes Benz.
Responsive by the look of it.
Yeah,
so,
definitely. So he's out there to perform, isn't he?
Well, look, and he's he's sixth in class at the moment, and he's coming at a number 6.5 tenths.
It could Pip Gallo.
Yep, be very, very close.
As he runs up the hill, the power of the Merc over the KTM at this end of the track. The Merc might be quicker.
Still carrying that six tenths. Gets it through. Blanchimont nicely heading down the butts. What's it like under brakes? Lost about a tenth and a half.
Used all of a Blanchimont there. Oh, he runs deep, J-Man.
Yep.
Tough gig.
Still got time. It's as long as he's got fuel.
Smith.
Also, Bruno Gallo, good start to the lap.
So a couple of the guys further down the grid really starting to get their rhythm now. Smith just rolling across the lines, makes 3 positions, J-Man. We also have, I think it's Berry and Wood. So Berry just coming across the line too in the little Janetta. Betters his time. Where did he go just then?
Who, Berry?
Yeah.
P44, mate. So not sure what happened there, but
okay.
Maybe it looks like 234.005.
Yeah, it looked like he went backwards. I thought I was looking up, and he was down. So
probably going to suffer for some straight line, maybe
you would think so.
The Kemmel straight, but the car would be very, very handy heading down the hill, down through Pouon and heading down towards Stavelot. I would think the car will probably eat up that tight stuff as he pulls off the lap, calls it a night for his quali. But Partington got around 3 tenths as he comes down through the bottom midsection of the track, and looking to improve. What would 3 tenths do for him? It'd do a heap, actually. We just get another little bit of movement there.
Yeah, that's potentially 3 positions, J-Man, as he runs awfully wide, actually. And, has voided the lap. Keys, on the other hand, mate, this thing is just coming on song, isn't it? Down the back end, 30 seconds to go. He will not get another shot at this.
But look at the delta.
Oh, it's amazing. Not even Canero is going to have anything for him, J-Man, from that far back. And he's looking very healthy on the delta. So the Camaro really shining here in qualifying. Second phase of qualifying here.
So we've also got John Zhu up He's in there on a 2:30.8, but he was around 1.2 seconds up on the lap. So looking for some big late gains is John Zhu. As time runs out.
Canero, I hope I'm pronouncing that properly. Running across the line now, J-Man. What's this? Oh, one position.
Yeah, grabs.
Keys. Keys. Here we go. He's right in the final corner as well. Thought he was close behind. And looking good.
29.0.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
Great lap.
Zhu in the Porsche. Wow. Gains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 positions with his lap time. Provisionally 26, which puts him in fifth. Is it sixth? Fifth in the GT4s. Okay. So
yeah, very good lap.
Very good lap.
And who's that? We've got Brennan Pauly just finishing his lap, just slightly on the good side of the delta. In there on a 2:30.5, needs to go 2:30.390 or better to do anything with it. So 2 cars running. So who is in the 44 car? Because no, they're not on a lap, I think. Oh, yes, they are. Who is in the 44 car? Okay, so that's Greg Brock.
Brock in the BMW. I think he's a little bit behind Paul here, so we'll just pick up on his car now as the session finishes. And Brock rolls out of it.
Yep. So very, very good. So Lucas Keys takes the top of the GT4s in qualifying over Bruno Gallo, over Joshua Holmes and Vinny Canero. And then John Zhu, as you mentioned, grabbing that 5 in that class. Obviously, very, very close right throughout the field. If I look down the list there and see how many 2-minute 30s there were, obviously those guys all broke into the 29s. But when I looked at the stats and looked at the 2-minute 30s, it was an absolute freight train of cars being able to bank very similar times. So really competitive. I think we're going to see that. We're also going to see, I think you quoted somewhere around about 18 minutes.
18 minutes when we were at Monza for round 1 about 4 weeks ago. 18 minutes into the race. 2-hour race tonight, ladies and gentlemen, before the GT3s rolled around and started to overtake the lapped vehicles. Interesting stuff. It's going to be a great night here, and we must thank you again for joining us for the official coverage of ESO's 2024 Manufacturers Cup. It's again proudly broadcast and brought to you by Matchfit Entertainment, ESO, ASA, Race Command, and Gamma Flare. J-Man, ASA, a new thing. It's just what I think the Australian and New Zealand sim racing community needs.
Oh, absolutely. I think, get amongst it. It's all positive, like I've sort of spent a fair bit of time there in the last 24 hours just navigating my way through there. Obviously, Matchfit, very, very excited about that venture, as I'm sure every community is. But look, the structure of it, I think the ethos and the vision of the people behind it, obviously Greg and Meg and everybody else that helped them on that journey to make that come to light have done a fantastic job. And I tell you what, get amongst it because it's very, very active right now.
Absolutely.
And very, very simple to navigate. You can easily go in, find your way through it, highlight the leagues and communities that you want to be a part of. A lot of information there as to who's racing on what night. Doesn't appear to be a lot of conflict as far as racing nights. I think there's something for everybody, Davo.
Yeah, there is. There absolutely is. And notifications are amazing. It's worth getting over there and checking it out. Discord link is in the description right now. If you haven't already got yourself over there and become a part of it. It is the Australasian Simsport Alliance, ASA for short. So yeah, get yourselves over there, check it out. If you love going sim racing and you've got plenty of time on your hands, mate, they've got plenty of slots to fill. Good fun stuff, J-Man. But we are here tonight for ESO's 2024 Manufacturers Cup. It is round 2. We are at Spa Francorchamps here for round 2. 2 hours racing. The weather could do anything because it's Spa. We've heard whispers that the weather's a bit sketch, but a late race and potentially be finished at under lights. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So, there's a lot to happen between now and then. And look, I'm still fascinated by what I've just seen here. Obviously, I've got all the info at hand, and obviously we're round 2 here, and a lot can happen in 2 hours. But just looking at that grid list now, if I pick on, let's say Stephen Ty racing, ended up finishing in the top 4 for the first round, however, qualifies on pole. Mia Rose second in that GD3 table in the point structure after the first round, and then we've got Hind in there after that. And look, I think the next name that comes to light would be Regan Herbert, because he is actually leading that GD3 table at the moment. And then if I flick down a bit further, mate, Lucas Keys has started off tonight where he finished off last week. So 30 points for the GD4 finish that he made to go top of the table in that GD4 class.
He's right back there.
Was it a month ago, Dave?
It was a month ago, actually. It seems like last week, doesn't it? But it was a month ago at Monza for round 1, which was just crazy, as you would expect. Yes, and I'm sure we're looking forward to as much of that action again here at Spa. What's the weather looking like? We've got optimum track. Temps are down, ambient and track temps down at 18. It's a little bit overcast and a late start. So, yeah, look, we are expecting some action, J-Man, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. We are, and I tell you what, just navigating this first lap will be impressive, I think, to say the least. But however, such is the structure here where the GD3's got to go out first and lay down their laps. I think from a racer's perspective, I'm pretty sure that they'll be pretty keen that everything played its hand properly, and we do know that all the GD3s are in front tonight of the GD4s off the start of this race. So I think that was critical to get that, all the first 21 drivers to get their laps done and stay in front of those GD4 cars so that, they could go out and race amongst their class. And I'm going to be interested to see how long it actually takes for them to get back around the Spa circuit, 7 kilometres, and catch these guys up. You could argue that it might be somewhere around, I don't know, what was the difference? Was it was...
Well, 18 minutes at Spa. Oh, the difference in the lap time.
2 minutes 16 plays the best was a 29. So
over 10. Yeah. And
so
at Monza, it was a little bit less at Monza. I think it was about 10 seconds. So
so it'll be interesting. It will be interesting just to see. And then once we get into that phase of the race, mate, then we'll earn our hard earned, trying to work out who's where and who's what, and who's a lap down and who's not.
It's always, J-Man. Thanks for reminding me. I'm just looking at this field now, and it's big. It's a good solid field here tonight for round 2 in ESO's 2024 Manufacturers Cup at Spa. But give it about 18 or 20 minutes, and it will get even more hectic as the race goes on. And that's when you don't even throw just the Spa things in. Throw Spa things in and it'll be hectic anyway. We're keeping an eye on the weather, J-Man. It's overcast, track temps are down, ambience down. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Now, viewers, for the start of this race, obviously such a big field, 44 cars and 2 classes of racing. I would suspect my good friend over here and race director Davo with the cameras at hand is probably going to go and pick on the front runners and just keep you up to date there. And look, I'll sit back a little bit, viewers, and I'll keep an eye on the Keys, Gallo, Holmes, Canero, Zoo battle and all of those down there. and try and bring to light what's happening down there as best I can. But I probably will leave the lead of this race open to Davo to follow through there. So
sounds like a plan, J-Man. It's yeah, look, always hectic here with the multi-class racing. Look, even at the start of the race, just trying to keep you guys up to date of what's going on. Particularly here at Spa, where look, this GT pack will run away pretty quickly from these GT4 boys. So it will be interesting over the first couple of laps as they start to roll up the hill on into the final sector, I suppose, of the formation lap. Bit of warming of the tyre. The touring and throwing, I'm sure there's plenty going on through their minds. Not an ultra long race here, J-Man, only 2 hours. But look, that is one serious field of cars there. Look at that first 5 rows, should I say. Ty, Rose, Ellis, Death, Lawrence and Henderson, Slade, Curran, Dorado and Bosic as they roll around this little final complex of corners. A little bit awkward here. This is not the start-finish straight, actually, ladies and gentlemen. I've been caught out before. But, yeah, look, these guys have got plenty of time to reset before winding through the hairpin at the end of this straightaway, J-Man.
It's a pretty long train, though. I wouldn't be surprised if we've still got cars coming through the final corner when these guys get the green at the front. So
let's just see where the final car is. He's just rolling across the other start-finish. Ty just rolling around the corner. So, yes, big train of cars, ladies and gentlemen. As the boys start rolling down the hill, we're going to get a green any moment here for the 2024 ESO Manufacturers Cup Round 2 at Spa. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you, ESO. Thanks, ASA. Thanks, Race Command and Gamma Flare and Matchfit. As always, we've got a green light. Good start from all there with Ellis. Just making sure he gets it done on Death. Sasha there. And the 2 guys up the front, they were side by side into the starter, Arouge. Really had to sort it out here. We're on Bosic at the moment.
Ooh, and fight through there.
Oh my. So the Mustang, side by side with Hamilton in the Aston Martin. Plenty going on in the background. Ellis losing a position to Death. Look at what's going on behind it though.
It's a 3 wide heading down.
Oh, Slade, Curran, Henderson, Herbert. It's all going on. Very, very tight stuff here.
Yeah, and a good start from the back viewers. Those of you who are following some of the GT4 cars, Lucas Keys has been engaged in a battle with Zach Jensen, who's driving the GT3 Bentley since the start of this race, and we've actually got a move going on. Joshua Holmes trying to take Keys around the outside of Huhon, turn 12. The long way around, doesn't get it done, but there's a great battle going on between Keys, Holmes and Gallo already. As you were up the front.
Oh, look, we're only halfway through the lap. It's all going. We've still got the current Slade battle going on. But it was, I think it was Sasha Death and Ellis there. Trading position. Bubnow and Sykes trading positions as well. They're coming up to rounding out the first. Miro's leading the pack across over Ty, Death, Ellis, Lawrence and Slade, Curran.
Yeah, so standing 2:49 for Mia Rose is a very, very good opening lap there.
And it shows. Look at the gap.
51 of Stephen Ty, yeah, 100%, very, very good. And
good tidy stuff from the boys up the pointy end here. Oh, actually all the way through the field. We haven't seen any major don't want to put the curse on it. Smith over Brimblecombe. We've got Collins over Zoo, and we've got Ramesh over Berry in the background as well. J-Man, as the cameras are on, Curran and Slade side by side.
Yeah,
up Camel, straight here. Oh, on the outside. Can he make that stick? It's not over.
Oh, a little sideways off the exit there.
Oh, puts him vulnerable to Herbert. Herbert's got a front row seat here.
Yeah, right in there. And then Henderson right in there as well on the hunt as well. Had come off the back of a very successful wet race here recently. Managed to go top of the tree. Also, probably the big one we talked about, such a great qualifying, was Canero down 18 and also John Zoo down 11 positions. So not a great start to this round 2 for those guys.
I saw Sykes, Lester and Huddy actually all drop a position, I think, there as well, J-Man. So there might have been something going on in the background there. We didn't pick up on the stream, but yeah, look, elbows out now. Everybody's got to lap 1. Very disciplined stuff. And now it's time to race, guys. Get in your rhythm.
Yeah, Holmes has got Gallo there. He's just managed to put the car in the right place at the moment. Sean Brimblecombe already copped a 10-second penalty. I think race control for something at the start of that race. So they'll have to serve that one out during this race or post-race. But I think most of these guys, I think, will try and serve it during the pit stop. So, but yeah, Mia Rose doing a great job, 1.5 seconds ahead at the moment of Stephen Tighe. We saw Mia Rose do this at Monza. Unfortunately had a couple of incidents and came back to them, and yeah, still finished very, very strong though. Death, Ellis, Lawrenson, Slade, Curran in a big battle at the moment with Herbert Hendo in the watching brief. It's early days here, Davo. There's no need to make any super rash decisions yet, I don't think.
Yes, however, the boys have got the red mist on as usual. Herbert on Curran. Look at this side by side. Who's got the biggest brakes, guys? Oh!
And already one through the pit lane. Dylan Lester already trundling through pit lane. Not sure, there was no penalties overhanging, but maybe something there. Maybe a little bit, maybe turned up with a quali car. Needed to go and sort that out, but not too sure. But yeah, seems a little early.
Definitely Paulie over Lee in the background as well. I think we've got Ramesh on Austin here. Up into Camel Straight, flashing of the headlights. It's a drag race.
Oh, Brimblecombe rounds up Smith too for the GT4s, but look, there's some tight margins up the top here. Henderson, Herbert, Curran. Good battle going on there also, but Alice, Death, that's starting to shape up already. So looks like to me, Breno Ellis just starting to find some rhythm in that Porsche, and the Death car just a little bit nervous on corner exit at the moment. Look at the Porsche ranging up.
How quick is he at that thing?
Very, very quick. Sitting right underneath the wing through Blanchimont, heading down to this final. How big are the brakes on the Porsche?
Oh.
The late phase of that probably would have handed that to the McLaren then. It just looked to stretch out just in the last little run of that high-speed section.
Yeah, tight stuff there, J-Man. Up to the back sector of the track there.
Another good battle. Liam Hamilton, Francis Dorado, and Jamie Conboy. And then who's that just off the back? That's Chris Bozich. Just off the back in the Mustang. So that's a good battle. That's a very, very good battle going on. So good to see the Nissan in there. We don't see too many Nissans these days.
Love the Datsun.
Yeah, go the Datto. So, status quo for the front three, running out of 21st to 23rd. That's Lucas Keys, Joshua Holmes, and Bruno Gallo in the GT4s. So they got away to a very, very good start. and pulled a bit of a gap on Benjamin Hignett, who is around about 6 seconds off the back of that pack, and he's got a bit of breathing space over Sean Brimblecombe. He's got about 2.5 seconds, and just remember, viewers, that we did say, as you can see on your delta there, on your data on the totem, that Brimblecombe's got a penalty, and I did see something else flash up. Someone a little bit further up the road that had I think had a red box beside their name. Who was that? Oh no, that was Wilco. No, it's further down. Is it Brooker? Brooker with a penalty, is it? 10-second penalty for the 83 Porsche of Chris Brooker. So something's just gone a bit astray there. What's the pickup, Davo? Where you at?
Out of Greg Brock's car, getting swamped by this pack of Porsches, I think it is. Oh, there's a couple of Porsches, an Alpine, and then a Chevy on its way, J-Man. So plenty going on. Vu already sneaking past out of Rouge, but Brock with Greg Brock with plenty on his hands, J-Man. Oh, absolutely. He's back on Vu already. What happened there? So Vu must have had a little bit of a mistake there in that first chicane. He was easily past Brock. Now Greg Brock back pass, and Vu vulnerable to Zoo. Side by side. Still side by side. Look at these two going at it. And that's
the Alpine tucked in the back of that shot.
Yeah, he's slowly just been going back through this field, this little group of cars here. And like I said, we've got Collins in the Camaro. Oh, there's a bit of contact.
Shoulder. Yep. Good little battle going on here.
It's got
a couple of Porsches and an Alpine, and then what's that ranging in the back there?
That's the Chevy. That's the Chevy.
Chevy in there.
Yeah. Yep. And the Chevy's just got a bird's eye view of this, J-Man.
Yeah,
look
so settle down at the front, viewers. Mia Rose got 2.5 seconds over Ty, another 2.5 seconds to Death. About 1.1 to Alice Lawrence, and 1.4 for that. Slade very, very close, actually, at the moment, to the back of Lawrenson, reasonably. That's a good battle.
That is a good pack of cards, J-Man. These guys are going at it. And look, this is 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, I think 37's even in there, respectively.
Collins and Nero.
So, and a couple more probably. I think Paulie and Brooker's in there as well. So there's literally,
in there too.
There's about 8 cars in that little pack there. Little pack, I say. Yeah, plenty going on. And as we're watching that, we just see Lee past Partington, should I say. J-Man just up in the foreground. So again, Zoo and Vu, side by side again. And look at the little Alpine. Just get the double draft off that whole thing going on.
Yeah, and then Ramesh actually just made the pass on Brooker down the Kimmel Straight
in behind him.
Just behind. Yep. And that train's now going all the way out to effectively what will be Neil Wood in the orange Camaro, just ranging up on the back now of Brooker. So, we're still side by side as we drop down the hill.
Yeah, out of the front of Gibbons' car, J-Man, and this is a prime time view here. Oh, absolutely. It looks like a little bit of a bump draft on the back of Vu. I think he's got him. Has he got him? And there's the Merc of Canero, like you mentioned, J-Man, and here it comes.
Yeah, so the little Alpine of Gibbons gets through, and now does Canero.
Yeah,
he sweeps across the nose on exit. Very, very smallest the margins too.
Very, very tight stuff in the GT4 mid-pack here, J-Man. Look, it doesn't get any better than this. Class act from all of these boys. Some seriously close racing. And a load of respect. Like you said, the BMW and the Porsche are very close on the switchback there. And Zoo and Vu been going at it for laps already. Look at that train of cars.
Yeah. And still, we've got Dorado Convoy and Bozic going at it as well. That's a great battle. So that's tucked in behind, I believe that is Herbert. So Regan Herbert at the front of that train and very, very close after that. And I think the closest of the battle is still the Breno Ellis chasing down Sasha Death. So
Ramesh from way back on Brooker gets it done. Brooker's caught off guard. Looks like he's going to go to Wood as well, and he has. Oh, Brooker's just like, where did those two come from?
Yeah.
It's all over. It's catch-up time, Brooker.
So I'll see if I can get a read on the speed trap there. So looking at that, Ramesh. So Ramesh 251 over the Chevy's 243. So bit of speed difference there. Could be a bit of draft involved in that one.
You think so? You think so? Look, lots of change of positions. Beggs on French. We've got Vu on Carr, Nero, Paulie on Collins. So that little pack, we just literally slipped the cameras away from it for a second, and there's like three position changes on it.
Convoy under brakes at La Source, turn 1. So that is the Datsun going past the McLaren of Dorado, and he actually pulled it up and managed to make it stick too. So the Nissan not too shabby under brakes, Davo.
Very nice work from Convoy. In the Dado, J-Man, we love that. Who else have we got there? So we've still got Brimble, Combe and Brooker with penalties to serve, 10 seconds each.
Bozic with a run up Kemmel straight now, so he's trying to size up Francis Dorado as well. How big under brakes? Sends it down in there. Gets it done. So Dorado playing the safe card and just holding the steering a little bit wide, not willing to fight that one too hard this early in the race. Still an hour 45 to go. And that margin up the top, still just hovering Stephen Tyler, Mia Rose.
Right, Ellis to Death is close though, isn't it? Still,
it is. It's just been hovering around that 4 or 5 tenths, but Mia's doing a great job. She's just controlling this one from the front at the moment.
Huddy Sykes Rando battle as well. J-Man heating up. Rando, so that's 16th, 17th and 18th respectively for those boys. It's Aston Martin Mustang and a Porsche of Huddy in the background. And as usual, the Mustang, the flaming Mustang, a force to be reckoned with in a straight line. Jay, what was those speed times before you were calling?
Okay, so who were you calling for, mate? So the fastest, I think...
Sykes. As Brooker gets taken by another car, actually, it's Leicester and also Wood sneaking past as well. So Brooker just slowly going backwards there a little bit, but Leicester on charge takes another position up Camel Straight. 2 positions in a couple of corners, and really, what's going on in the foreground there? See if we can pick up on that. So I think that was Collins off, and then just re-entering a little bit awkwardly. May not have been Collins actually. I'm not sure who that was.
I can tell you, Mia Rose is actually going to catch the back of the GT4s. I would very much.
Where are we at?
This lap. Okay, she's coming down the hill.
So that's 17 minutes.
She's heading down right now to turn 12. They're heading down to Puhon here. Yep. And she'll be onto the back of what is effectively Simon Berry.
It's going to be 18 minutes again. Oh, it's going to be 18 minutes again, bro.
It sure is. It's somewhere around that. So, yeah, So all the navigation starts effectively from now, because you know it'll only be inside the next 2 to 3 laps that the rest of the pack gets amongst it.
Oh yeah, look, the race totally changes here, doesn't it? Orsmere just pushes really hard off the first of the right-handers there, and here we go. He's going to get the Janetta at
17 minutes and 40 seconds, mate.
So nice work from Mia.
Yeah, very, very cool.
But there we go again.
And look at the pace difference.
Look, amazing. Look, Ty's not that far behind. Sasha Death and Ellis not that far behind.
Super close
so
battle too.
Now, this, like I said, this whole race changes, not only for the guys and girls up to point.
Ellis and Death.
Oh yeah, Ellis and Death very close here. But these GT4 cars, they have got a lot to contend with now.
Sends it down the inside.
Cameras on it, J-Man.
A little bit of contact.
Very nice.
Was probably up somewhere around the B.
He's got it
done. Yep. So we'll see how good the McLaren is underneath the wing up the Kemmel Straight here as they come out of Rouge Rattle on there.
Round up the Janetta, and it's a drag race up the hill, J-Man. And out from behind the Porsche.
Got the draft.
Look, Ellis really pedals that Porsche well, J-Man. Who's that in the foreground, just rejoining the track there? I think that might be one of the GT4 cars, but yeah, look, plenty going on there. And Ellis with a good move. Sasha Death just said, look, mate, you can't have it that easy. Contested it, but look, Ellis really shining there, J-Man. Race has changed. Look at it now. Look at it as they thread their way through the back end, albeit, of the GT4 cars as well.
Well, that battle's still going on. And Ramesh still going on. It's a very, very... And who is that? Sends it down, maybe looking for 2 positions.
It is. We're still on Ellis, J-Man, in the Porsche. Yep. And makes it happen. 2 positions. Sasha Death in the background looking for those 2 same cars. He goes in here on the first of the right-handers there. Gets one on the outside. Wow, that it was close. Who's that in the background? Look how close Lawrence is.
Yeah.
It's on. Game's changed.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Holmes and Gallo have built a big gap. 16 seconds odd. Over the rest of the GT4s, but still some, I think, 4 seconds off of Keys. So Keys has had a good run here, and but that was pretty favourable to Andrew Lawrenson, although he's found himself wide on the way out of the final turn around one of the GT4s, and that's allowed Slade to really range up on Lawrenson as well. So, and this is what this multi-class racing does: is it's a lot of the time it's skill, but some of the time it's luck as to where you catch the traffic.
Oh, 100%. It's amazing, actually. It's really good to watch these guys go at it. Good quality racing from both the GT3 and the 4 guys in this multi-class series here, J-Man.
Yep.
There's a lot to think about. A lot to navigate around for both classes of races here. So, stellar job we saw done at Monza, and we're seeing it again here right now, aren't we?
Yeah, so at some point since I last picked up, there was obviously a switch of positions, I think. Just trying to pick up that on, because Bruno Gallo is now, according to me, back through on Holmes. So, yeah, he is. So he's got back through. So something's happened there. Oh, Mackenzie, and who is that? That'll be Brimblecombe. No, it's not. Sorry, it's Mackenzie and Begg. Grant Begg, side by side for a few corners now.
And still side by side, J-Man. That has not gone away. Neither Darren Smith over French as well. Look at these guys go at it.
This isn't resolved yet. Can the Camaro just tuck underneath the wing of the Merc?
Oh,
Look, the Merc seems to have the advantage in the high speed stuff there. And who is that ranging up? Is that Mia?
it is. It is. Come up super quick on these guys.
Yeah.
And
And
they
then
really,
behind.
they really work out what's going on there.
Oh, and I was just picking up on Stephen Ty. He caught 3 cars very, very quickly. And then I was just watching Alice.
Yeah, that's that battle we've been watching in the background.
And Alice is moving forward after moving past Sasha Death. Is moving forward, and Sasha's still got plenty of attention from Lawrenson right now. So it's all about traffic navigation, probably for the next 5 or so minutes for the GT3 drivers as they work their way through this very, very big GT4 field as well. So we'll do our level best, viewers, just to try and keep up with it.
Oh, no.
What?
That's Henderson. I think it's Herbert that went round with him here. Just watch this on the replay down into a Rouge. Henderson, the lead car. I think Herbert gets up around beside him here, loses it terribly, spins the car, keeps it pointing in the right direction.
Oh.
Amazing catch from Herbert. Wow. So
Yeah,
no contact there. Unforced error from Herbert to spin that Mercedes there. Looked like he might have just missed his brake mark. Wow.
Opportunities everywhere at the moment. Sykes is now really putting some pressure on Rando.
Yep. Got it done.
Yep.
Eaton on Rando as well. Dale on Sykes as well just earlier there. So all going on again in that mid-pack.
Who is that? Is that Greg Brock? Is that Greg Brock? Who's he battling with? No, it wasn't Brock. It was the other. It was actually the GT3 car. It was the... apologies, it's French.
Wow.
Oh, contact. Oh, we've had a big incident down at, I think it's Stavelot.
Curran going backwards.
Oh, that's a big hit there. Into the fence very, very hard out of Stavelot. Try and pick up on who that was. They'll be dropping like a stone.
So replay's just picking up on Curran in the GT3 car. Yes, bit of contact there with one of the GT4 Pit Viper cars actually running into the wall there.
Yeah.
Curran backing it away from the line, the race line there, just allowing everybody to go past. So yeah, tricky stuff here. Navigate.
2:19.0. Last lap round for Breno Ellis against Stephen Ty's 2:19.4 against Mia Rose's 2:19.1. So Breno Ellis got some pace on at the moment. They've got this clear track, well, a little bit of clear track at the moment. They've still got a few GT4s to navigate through shortly, probably in the next lap and a half. But once they get through the next, say, 3 cars, they're going to have another good run of clear track again. So 0.8 is the margin now. Stephen Ty to Breno Ellis, and also Hendo Hamilton. That's a good battle going on.
Begg and Smith in the pit, J-Man.
Okay.
With Barry pedaling.
Repairs, mate.
Zoo and Canero still at it. Where did Vu go? Vu's just dropped back there a little bit.
And look at this, Canero Zoo still going at it. And who's that? Is that Partington just in front? So Partington's done a relatively good job. I'll just try and get a read on the success of that car. Oh no, only up 1 from the start of the race. Greg Brock's done a great job, up 8 spots. But it is Begg and Smith in the pits at the moment, down 14 positions, both respectfully. So it's a bit of a shame. Bub now up 7 spots. Hamilton up 5 spots. So some good movers and shakers in this one. Hignett 9 spots up, so very good start. Opening nearly half an hour. So early days into this 2-hour enduro at Spa. Weather seems to be holding at the moment.
It does, J-Man. Track temps staying steady as well as is the ambient. Headlights are on though, getting a little bit darker. We've got a bit of cloud cover, so there's no shadows, so to speak. So nothing too distracting, no sun in the eyes, and not too much shadow change. But yeah, these guys, as this race goes on, we've still got an hour and a half to go, mind you, ladies and gentlemen. So don't go too far, and if you do go anywhere, just go and grab a bevy, get back here and hit the like and subscribe button, and just sit back down and join us for the next hour and a half of ESO's 2024 Manufacturers Cup. So don't go anywhere, guys.
So I'm not sure who that was, but Mia was just about to round up one of the GD4s, and they just got off a line. There was no contact or anything, no fault of Mia's. She was just holding a line, and they lost it in front of her. I didn't see exactly who it was, but it was pretty big. And anyway, what I was going to pick up on...
It's Leicester.
Yeah, I was going to pick up on the fact that obviously these GD3 drivers caught it around the 18-minute mark, and I can tell you now that Mia is just about to catch up to the leading Lucas Keys GD4 Camaro, and so inside a half an hour of racing, she would have cleared every one of those GD4 cars. So that gives
there you go. There's another number for you to dissect, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, amazing stuff, really, J-Man. Look, we have seen a couple of offs, and we've seen the elbows out a little bit, but look, relatively very, very tidy race here. Nothing too crazy, nothing major and big taken out, but too many cars. But Lawrence and on death, J-Man, this is ramping up.
It sure is. Yeah, very disciplined. It's a very high quality field, this one. Okay, Lawrence on death. Yeah, that is pretty spicy. And
a couple of GT4
Bruno
cars
Gallo just up in front of them. So that is those two also lapping up to what is effectively second position in class.
That's Gallo and Leicester, Jamie.
Yeah, so Leicester racing out of the GD3s in that Mustang, but had a couple of incidents here already. So
watch these guys round up. We're out of the back wing of Gallo. Out of the front now of the KTM. Bam, bam. See you later, guys.
Easy.
And they're off.
So drive through for Lee. So that is Aaron Lee. He's copped a drive through. So let's have a look at the data, see if he trundled through pit lane and picked that up. No, that'll be a track infringements. 20-second penalty.
There you
Time
go.
penalty for Canero, 10 seconds for Brooker. Still that 10 seconds for that we saw earlier on for Sean Brimblecombe, and also Rando with a 10-second infringement as well. So a few penalties starting to shape up. So we just mentioned it's been relatively clean and respectful. However,
definitely,
race control in behind the scenes is doing a fantastic job in picking up on what's going on. So look, that stuff does play a factor in racing, especially endurance racing. It's all sorted out, and the guys and girls get to play on, and we'll just try and keep you up. Obviously, we aren't aware of exactly the information around what those penalties are for. However, they are imposed live, and it gets sorted out right there and then. So great respect to those people doing that job. That won't be easy.
No, definitely not, J-Man. As we just scroll through the back end of the field a little bit here.
Orenson with a run. It's going to go outside. There's a GD4 car in the way, and that will be the Lucas Keys car, I think.
Oh, they're still side by side. There's overlap, J-Man.
Yeah, I think he's going to get this done here. He's going to be on the inside. A little bit shallow on the entry, but if he can maintain it.
We might go back and have a look at that, actually.
Yeah, now that's critical.
So I don't think there was actually any mistake from Sasha there. Just getting tangled up behind that GT4 car. Just it got out of it a little bit to clear it. Lawrenson didn't. Split the two of them.
Yeah, and yeah, great pass. You know, great
pass. Great presence of mind. Yeah, definitely.
You know, and you've got to use the traffic if you engage in those battles. Sometimes you've got to try and use the traffic. And look, it didn't allow Sasha to actually float out as wide, and it gave that inside line straight away to Lawrenson. So beautiful move. But hey, just to pick up as well, I just noticed that this battle between Bubnow and Dorado was pretty spicy, but I'm just wondering if that's actually if that's maybe Bubnow pulling away. I haven't picked up on the last couple of laps with those, but I have seen that delta's relatively close. So good battle for 12th and 13th going on there in the GT3 class. And what do we got? We've got Herbert going down a position. Oh no, Henderson going down a position. Oh, a little bit of contact into the chicane after the Kemmel straight there. So there's a pass made there because Hendo just went down a spot. And then Dorado, Bubnow, that's still carrying on. Who's going to win this one at the end of the Kemmel straight? Oh, they just sorted it out. I feel like there's a lot left in that battle. So Dorado gets through. I see you just picked up on one of the Pit Viper Mercs. Oh, that was a replay with Hendo, was it?
Yes.
Yep.
Just picking up the Bubnow Dorado pass as well, the J-Man.
Yep.
Plenty to watch here at the moment. We've also got Dale, Eaton, and is that one of the GT3 Porsches just sneaking past those boys at the moment? Yep. I think it is.
Yep. Yeah, so that was a very, very good pass. Obviously, it was all about the run out of Rouge, heading up the Kemmel straight. Managed to get to the inside and hold there. But hey, look, it stabilised at the front. But look, that phase from effectively 18 minutes to the half an hour mark.
Yep.
I think Mia did a good job of that. She negated through the traffic beautifully. Came into it about 2.8 seconds ahead of Stephen Ty. Probably popped out the other side around about 4.8 to 5.2. She stretched that out now to 5.7. So just first car turning up. So the first lot of blue flags that those GT4 drivers saw would have been Mia Rose, and got through and just stretched that margin out, heading towards that 6 second now over Stephen Ty. So early days, and you know, we've got fuel and tyres to think about going forward in this race. So plenty to go on, but ever consistent is one Rosie Mia. And that Sasha death, Lawrenson battle is still going on, so I'll enjoy that little arm wrestle going on there. I'm going to pick up as well on the margin. Okay, so the margin, Lucas Keys still just pressing on. Got around about 7 odd seconds, I think. 7 something seconds back to Gallo. Gallo, however, got around 5.5 on Holmes now. So that's sort of spread out a bit. That front three really took off beautifully at the start. Stayed relatively close, but just sort of plateaued out a little bit now. Canero obviously just made a pass as we speak for 27th and 28th over Tony French in that Merc that's clearly looking for a sponsor. So just to give you a little bit of an update, as we do see the field is spread at the moment, just to try and pick up, if I look through my paperwork at the moment, so obviously Lucas Keys doing a great job last month, round 1 Monza, and then doing a beautiful job at the start of this one here, and is leading that GT4 hunt, that individual title. Mia Rose obviously leading the GT3s at the moment, racing out of the second position in that championship after that round 1. Coming home in second behind Herbert. Now, just trying to see what Herbert's progress is in this race at the moment. And he is sitting in 8th, so good start to the race. Very, very solid, consistent run. Also, so if we drop down a spot, also in the GD4 table, we do have Joshua Holmes, and we have obviously seen that Holmes is running out of 3rd in class at the moment, 23rd outright. So doing a good job there, trying to consolidate that podium at the moment, and got some good margin back to Brimblecombe, about 22 to 23 seconds at the moment, so no real pressure there. As we mentioned, it is a teams race, and so when we look at that Pit Viper Alpha, okay, so obviously that team very, very, very strong.
The Alpine?
No, the teams championship outright. So
yes.
The Pit Viper Alpha, which is led by none other than Mia Rose in the GD3 car, and then Joshua Holmes in the GD4 car. So just spoke about those two and their individual accolades, and obviously out there at the moment doing a great job. So that is the leading team in the championship after one round, and actually looking very, very solid right now out on track.
Look, rightfully so, J-Man. Like you said, looking solid as always.
Yeah, and then second in class for the teams, you've got Laundry House. No surprises there. We've watched these guys over the last 12 months that we've been involved with the broadcasting, and very, very successful at the hands of Lawrenson, and also I think the other car. Where are we? Sorry, I just picked up on something. So who's that dropping down?
Bella. The KTM of Bella. They're teammates, aren't they? So those two guys.
Bruno Gallo. Yeah, sorry. No, I just saw something on my data. I thought I saw someone dropping like a stone there, but it wasn't. It was actually just Karen losing a position to Dorado. But yeah, Bruno Gallo. So that's out of the second one, and then
okay. So sorry to interrupt there, J-Man. We're just picking up on the replay. It looks like Curran had a little bit of a glitch or
something
going on. That car just turned a little bit awkwardly off track. Didn't look like it was upset or compromised laterally, i.e. sideways. So I'm not sure what was going on there. But he picked that up now, gathered it up, and on the back of Gallo's car, once again, you'll see this thing just blast past, as you would expect, on the go-kart, the KTM of Gallo, probably the slowest car. Oh, no, there's a couple. There's actually the Janetta and the Alpine as well. There's a couple of slow cars in the field, particularly slow cars, so... but Gallo, making it work there. He's that Huddy, just sneaking past in the Porsche as well.
Yeah.
And we'll get back out of the front of Gallo's car here and just look at this Porsche drive away into the distance. Super quick. What do we say? About 13 seconds, maybe, difference in the times? Yep.
So. Yeah, roundabout. Yep. But... so also the other one, so just as I just round out that podium on the teams table at the moment, the other one is the Pit Viper Delta, so that's Liam Hamilton and Ben Hignett as well, so the Aston Martin's there, and I think I worked out already that they have another strong performance with Hamilton running out of 6th in class at the moment in the GD3s, and then I believe we did see Hignett around about 6th in class at the moment for GD4, so another strong performance. So a little bit of the old cream rising to the top sort of stuff happens here with this racing. There's some good solid teams, but look, anything can happen.
You know it as well as I do, J-Man, and Hignett, looking solid. What is he in? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th in the GT4s. I think that's the Henderson car actually just starting to sneak up behind him as well. One of the GT3 cars, another Aston Martin, and he'll come in pretty quickly here on this GT4 car of Hignett's. Ranges up very quickly, headlights ablaze, and here we go.
Yeah, no argument there. I actually thought that the mods around, I thought that the GT4 drivers did a fantastic job of acknowledging the blues, and I think there was actually a little bit of comment in the Discord chat post-race that I think the GT3 drivers were really appreciative of the way that things went down, as far as the way that slower class cars got out the way. And then also, you know, you got to give credit to the GT3 drivers to try and work their magic with all that speed and aero and braking power that those cars have got to get through comfortably.
Absolutely. As Sasha Death sneaks past another one of the GT4 class cars. Look, thick and fast. There's another one of the Camaro.
So that would have been the VU car, the GT4 Porsche VU, I think, and then now...
Oh, no, I think it's further back than that, J-Man. That's one of the Martini liveried cars that he just snuck past first, and then now past the Camaro,
okay.
So...
Oh, okay, no, that would have been the Brooker car. Yep.
So, field spread somewhat at this stage, J-Man. Track temps are still dropping. We've got optimum track. The sun's coming out, though, a little. So, that's good to see.
I reckon it's the moon.
It's the moon. It's a moonrise.
It's a moonrise, mate. I reckon the clouds just, you know, just dissipating and the moon's out. So, no one's going to get any sleep tonight.
It's 10 p.m, mind you, ladies and gentlemen. We've got an hour and 16 minutes to go yet in this coverage of ESO's 2024 Manufacturers Cup, obviously broadcast to you live by Matchfit Entertainment. That's why you can hear J-Man and myself banging on. And of course, the ESO boys, ASA, Australasian Simsport Alliance. Links in the description, guys. Get amongst it. We've got to thank Race Command, and we've got to thank Gamma Flare as well, ladies and gentlemen. Plenty of racing to go. Another hour and 15 minutes to be precise.
This current Dorado battle is good. They've swapped positions a couple of times. You know, there's been a little bit of ebb and flow here, but I tell you what, it's one of the closest battles out there on track at the moment. It has been for a while, but I think for myself personally, between that, the current Dorado battle, and I think the other one was also Slade Hamilton.
Slade Hamilton. Actually, it's getting quite spicy. We might just pick up on that one. We haven't looked at that for a while.
Yeah, and they just they rounded up the Neil Wood car, who's actually just a little bit wide, and he's going to be vulnerable, I think, to the Brooker car if he doesn't get his rhythm back, because he just seems to be, some of these cars just lose a little bit of rhythm sometimes when the GT3s come through.
Who's in the Mustang there? Is that Bossage?
Nah, Lester.
That's Lester. That's Lester. Yeah.
Yeah, he was just coming through as well, and they were full. They were full battle mode.
Yeah. So that's really bunched them together, hasn't it?
Wood and Brooker were full battle mode, and now we've got
that'll be Sykes. Oh, that's not Sykes.
No.
So this one's out of position here.
It's Hendo, mate. Hendo's just come through.
Oh, and look at Huddy. Is that that's the Nissan that just blew past.
That's Jamie Conboy in that GDR. So he's chasing down Hendo, because Hendo didn't get the best run there either. Still inside the 10, these two here. So Conboy, he's inside the 10. So who was that? So Steve Ty just rounded up the... Trying to pick up who that was. Oh, it was the Tony French car, the Bilstein car of Tony French that those guys just rounded up. And I thought that actually favoured maybe Alice a little bit during that process. Oh, the Nissan right on the back of Hendo now.
Oh, yeah, they just both of them had a big moment out of Rouge Hendo clipping the curb on the way in, puts him all offline. It looked like the Nissan just got out of it there just to stay away from it. And yeah, both of them offline, one side, one the other, as they just think about underwear changes and get back into it.
I'll submit a question to the directors there, Grant, and see if we can get something happening. I'm not sure if we'll be able to get it tonight, but we'll look at that either later on or in the future. There's a lot going on with the cameras. I'm not sure if we've got room for a map, but we'll try and do our level best to keep you up to date with what's happening. So yeah, 1.1 seconds now as we just see Alice now. See, once again, he got a car in an odd spot too now. So, you know,
and that's Canero. Yeah, that's Canero, I think, J-Man in the Mercedes. Very, very tricky stuff navigating that on probably one of the fastest corners on the track pretty well. So nice work. Brooker on wood eventually in the background.
So Curran's managed to step away too, Davo, from Dorado now. And now Paul Hardy's starting to make inroads into Dorado. So only about 0.7 to 0.9 off the back of that. So Dorado just falling away a little bit. Last lap on round was around 2.5 seconds slower than Curran. So maybe just, yeah, got offline with some GT3s passing and maybe didn't get the best flow on his lap.
Quite possibly. As we get back out of the windscreen of Conboy's car on Henderson in the Aston Martin. Running down the hill across the finish line. Oh, the start line anyway, into a Rouge. A lot tidier run from both of those boys.
Yeah.
Through there, this lap, that is Greg Brock's BMW that they are about to round up. They both make that happen. Conboy tailing Hendo. Yeah. Really putting the pressure on, actually, J-Man. We only saw him close a couple of times, but just the pace of the Datsun has really got Hendo rattled, I think.
Yeah, just give a quick shout out to the leader of this race, Mia Roche. She's doing a beautiful job out there. Current fastest lap of the race at a 2:17.205. Wow. It's a very, very quick race lap. Excuse me, viewers. So yeah, last lap round was an 18.3, so around about a second fall off from the best to the previous lap. So dig not too big. You could expect that some of that would be navigating traffic.
Oh, no doubt.
However, Mia got a relative amount of fresh air for a little bit. Got a couple of cars coming inside, maybe the next lap and a half. And albeit the field relatively spread now, even the GT4s, there's pockets of battles, but so it probably gets a little bit easier for the GT3s because they're probably coming up on one or maybe two cars at a time as opposed to some of those big packs that we saw at the 18-minute mark where...
18 to 30-minute mark, it was hectic, wasn't it?
That was pretty busy. Will there be rain? That is a fantastic question. Look, I think not at the moment. I think there's still a little bit of cloud floating around, but it looks relatively good. 17 ambient and 17 track. Say there'll be a fair bit of tyre pressure adjustment on the official stops somewhere inside the next 10 to 20 minutes. You could see the pit lane will be pretty frantic, I would imagine. So can't give you an accurate answer on that, TS, but look, not likely at the moment. So, however, still a minute and 8 minutes to go in this race. Anything can happen.
Absolutely. Yes, an hour and more to go as we just pick up on Boo on the back of Collins here. Collins very sideways in the Camaro, and Boo just rolling out of it there a little bit to make sure he didn't get tangled up in that, J-Man.
Yeah.
But look, if you want to, who needs the rain when we're going to go dark? But the boys have got the headlights on now. We've got more than an hour to go. I would say we're going to finish
Who is that?
In a dark condition, so that
Just
will throw a spanner in the works.
Just get a pick up on that, Davo. Just the implications that has. Hendo, I thought, was in a spot of trouble trying to get past the Tony French Bilstein BMW. And I thought that might have created an opportunity for Convoy. However, Convoy had the same thing the very next corner, and it let Hendo off the hook. Now, Hendo's got another one, and that'll be the Porsche.
Oh, and Convoy hard into the wall. Sorry, J-Man.
Yeah, no, that's going to have implications. There'll be damage on that Nissan for sure.
So we'll get out of Convoy's car here. Tailing Hendo. Hendo moves to the left. Convoy to the right.
Oh.
Gets it all kinds of wrong. And into the wall.
Yeah.
That'll be a well-damaged Datsun, that one, mate.
Yeah, got to give him a bit of credit there. He sacrificed himself over that GT4 driver, and that's that's not always an easy thing to do, but it's a noble thing to do. So, won't make him feel any better. But yeah, look, hey, from some races to another, mad amounts of respect to take yourself out before someone else.
Absolutely, J-Man. Collins and on Vu, we've got Brooker and Wood. We've got Ramesh and Austin. There's plenty going on.
Yes, Slade Hamilton, that's a good battle. And I've got to agree with one of the comments in there again. I seem to be agreeing with a few of them because obviously our viewers are very educated by the look of it. Mia's done it well, but Lucas has smashed it. He has absolutely smashed it. Couldn't agree more. Got some 20 seconds over Joshua Holmes. So Key's just absolutely doing the business in that Camaro here to be the lead GT4 car and lapping beautifully. I mean, last lap round, a 2-minute 30.0, best lap of a 2:29.3. So around about a 7.5 tenth split between the best lap that car's seen around here in race trim versus the last lap. Says that Deg is not an issue at closing in on the hour mark. So doing a beautiful job, driving the car relatively straight, and just trying to pick up on that 22 car. That 22 car is actually going to lap some GT4 cars inside the next 2 laps also.
Lucas Keys 22 is a GT4 car, so he's going to start lapping, like you said, some of the GT4 cars as well. So
100%, yep. Bit of pit lane movement, Convoy in obviously to repair that damage, and then Paul Huddy in also. Huddy's car looks relatively straight, so maybe that's a standard meet and drink stop there.
Also, who else was in that I spotted? J-Man, blah, 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 blah. Gallo was in as well in the KTM, just while we were chatting about other stuff.
Okay, so Gallo taking an official stop. I'll give you a read on that, and we'll maybe do a comparison on... Okay, so 33 seconds stop would indicate that that's a fuel and tyre stop. Pretty schmick stop too. I think you probably only go maybe a second better than that on a perfect stop for fuel and tyres. So look for that car to maybe try and bridge a little bit of gap, maybe on Holmes. No, he was ahead of Holmes anyway. So no, it's not going to go towards too much inroads into what is Lucas's Keys' lead, but I guess it's negating what Holmes does.
Obviously, Convoy in, J-Man probably wanting to get the spanners on that car as well. So unfortunate for him. Canero on Mackenzie. Look at this little fight here. I think it's one of the GT3 cars that might have just snuck past them there. The GT3 car, I think it's Leicester or Sykes there.
Who's that with?
Canero and Mackenzie.
Okay. Yeah, so minute 9 on the jacks was the time for Convoy, and sees him losing a total time of around about 2 minutes 24. Obviously the pit lane, everybody's got that duration to run down through there, so it is a relatively long pit lane. So that'll be a big factor that he's potentially lost probably what would be maybe 40 more seconds than a conventional stop. So 40 seconds around this racetrack over 2 hours might not sound like a lot, but it'll be a long way home.
You know it, J-Man.
Hendo in the pits too. So this will give you an idea. I called a GT4 stop of Gallows at 33 seconds.
Oh, looks like Leicester's might have just been in the wall there, J-Man. We're just going to try and pick it up on the replay. Now, Leicester, I think, was in front of Sykes. Oh, he's come off in an awkward little spot there as he runs down into the valley there. Oh, right on line too, so good presence of mind to just hold that brake and don't make any rash movements. Spins that car around, but yeah, Sykes over Leicester for the back end of the GT3 field there.
Yeah, and hey, just to pick up on the Hendo 31 car critical stop there, talked about that 34-second stop for Gallo to be an efficient stop. However, Hendo goes through, grabs fuel and tyres at 32, the total transition time of 1:47. And that has big bearings on what was the battle that he was having with, I believe, well, it was Convoy. Convoy took himself out of that battle, but it'll be the two cars immediately around him. Once they shake out, we'll get a read on how that shakes out post pit stops. But that was a very efficient stop from the Pit Viper 31 car.
Look, and they're the sort of marks you need to hit, aren't they, J-Man, in a race like this? Look, a really good solid field. Not a lot of mistakes going on track from a bigger percentage of the field. And look, the mistakes in the pits will really cost you. Gallo tucked up in behind Brock. Is that Brock? I think away into the pits, maybe. Yes, it is. So Gallo with an easy give. Gallo already been into the pits, like we mentioned.
Yeah, but a fair bit of movement now. So the Dorado Dale car in the pits now. Remember that Dorado was in a pretty spirited battle with Curran for a fair while, and then I think it was maybe one of the other cars has already stopped. I'm just trying to get a read on that, who it was, because if there was someone else, we're about to see them come back into the battle as he leaves the lane. But yeah, that action's starting to take place now. As you mentioned, Greg Brock in there also. So he's just trundling down the lane and has the Dale car right in behind. So Hamilton Slade, that's been going on for a long, long time, and that's just changed positions.
That's changed the position. We're just picking it up on the replay here, J-Man. So that's been going on for some time.
And Slade decides to, as soon as he got past, go into the pit lane. Mia Rose in the lane too. So the lead of the race, so that's a critical one. Mia be looking for somewhere around that 32 seconds.
So interesting phase of the race. Convoy on Huddy. J-Man looks like they've beaten the bonnet of that Datsun into submission. It's back down and tight shut. It is getting dark here. We just look out of the interior of the cars here. You can see that headlights ablaze. The track lights are on, and it looks a lot darker than the trackside cameras. Obviously, the boys have adjusting the exposure there on the trackside stuff, but definitely getting dark here, J-Man. We've got what? Oh, look, still nearly just under an hour to go. So, expected to get a lot dark. Convoy on Huddy still. We got Canero in the pits and Holmes in the pits.
Yeah, Mia Rose with a very good stop as well, being pretty much on the button, the same as Hendo's, 32 seconds on the jack, however 1 second better off exiting the lane, so 1:46 total. So everything but perfection there, or including perfection for that stop. It doesn't get any better than that. So that will see Mia come out, and I'm just trying to see what she's got traffic wise, and she has got a fair bit in front of her, but likelihood is some of these cars will be making their way to the lane over the coming laps. Fuel and tyres be starting to get to the end of their life.
Oh, for sure, J-Man.
Vozic, Curran in the lane. Herbert just leaving the lane, chasing. Now that'll be a GT4 car in front, and that will be the car of, I believe that would be the Holmes car. I'll get a read on that. Yeah, it was the Holmes car. Now, that's an interesting scenario because the GT3 car would have had all sorts of horsepower coming out the lane and nowhere to go until they actually got out the lane and got out onto the track. So, potentially could have cost a little bit of time there. So, Hamilton, Lawrence and Ellis tie all in the lane. Quick succession. So, all looking to get these stops done. So it looks like an absolute one-stopper here is the key.
Yeah.
Can't really see anybody. Maybe Sasha stayed out long.
Yeah, so just trying to calculate everything here, ladies and gentlemen, as we go through this phase of pit stops here. We just passed the hour mark, just over the halfway mark, so a lot going on. Convoy rounds up Huddy, and Convoy very sideways off the corner. We'll try and pick this up on the replay. Makes it happen. Out of Rouge, very quick in the Datsun. Drag races the Porsche all the way to the corner.
Interesting. 32-second stop for Ty, 31-second stop for Ellis. So Breno Ellis, the fastest on the jacks at the moment.
Oh, that's quick.
Lawrence in 32 seconds. Hamilton 33. So all pretty accurate stuff. Oh, look at this. Slade rounds up Gallo. And still got the Herbert. Oh, no, it's not the Herbert car. It's the Hamilton car. So that battle still resumes after the pit stops. 1 second difference between the pit times. And we have got Sasha in the pits now to make that stop. So from the lead of this race, and that will relinquish potentially the lead of that race briefly to Bubnell. Mia Rose not that far behind Bubnell, actually on track. So such a long pit lane, Davo.
It's as long as a club track in Queensland, I tell you. Oh God! Seriously, I can lap Lakeside quicker than you can do this pit lane. Crazy stuff. But that's what the boys and girls have got to work with. A couple of changes of positions. We'll pick up on Curran in the BMW, currently in 14th provisionally. Hot blowing exhaust on the side of that BMW.
Yeah, good battle also between French and Canero as well. That's going on as we see Wood and Lee in the pit lane as we speak. So a lot of the pit lane sorted itself out now. Rando just exiting the lane also. So big portion of the field. Sasha still on the jacks, 31, 32, 34. So 34 seconds. Does that have any implications with Lawrence is coming down to Eau Rouge as we speak? So what does that do? So Lawrence through.
Through on
Sasha.
On Sasha, yep.
Yep.
Oh, I was looking at the Camaro, the GT4 car running out. I was thinking, okay, who's that? Oh, it wasn't a GT3 car, for starters. But yes, Sasha. Oh, look, that 1 second, J-Man. There it is. Oh, although Lawrence getting a little bit held up maybe in the back. No. Sorry, I am still catching up here. Hang on. It's a couple of GT4 cars going at it in amongst what I'm looking at here. It's confusing, Davo. But, yes, Sasha's got a bit of work to do to work his way back up to Lawrence, and now after losing, well, now what is way more than a second, isn't it, J-Man, when it comes to getting back on track?
Yeah, absolutely. So just looking at the margin now, I feel like Gallo, I'm just going to go and check the numbers, but I feel like Gallo certainly bridged the gap back. It was around that 18 to 20 seconds behind Keys. And just have a look at their pit stops. There's only 1 second between their pit stops, but maybe Keys just had a little bit more maybe traffic to deal with, because it appears like it's somewhere around 11 or 12 seconds now. Still a good margin. And Holmes, another 15 seconds back from there, 3 seconds, 4 seconds back is Collins. Sam Austin is coming into the pit lane as we speak from 33rd position. Is going to see him go back a little bit because there's a few cars coming through stopped already. But margins wise, Hardy Convoy is a good battle still going on. So obviously,
mate, these guys have changed position, I think, every lap for the last 3 laps. And quite often in the same place as he drops again on the way up Camel Straight. The BMW, just enough overlap, just the slightest more brakes in the BMW forces the issue with the overlap, and goes through again. However, let's see what Huddy can do in the port as he chases him back down for another shot at. Next closest car on track is Canaro and French. J-Man actually, except, no, hang on. Yes, it is. Austin just rolling into the pits. So, yeah. Canaro on French.
And they just round up Berry.
Oh, yeah, that was a little bit awkward there, actually. Berry, they come in hot. They almost looked like they were GT3 cars coming in on that Janetta, didn't they?
Yeah, well, Berry's unstopped. So still to make official pit stops in this race is Brimblecombe. So I'll give you and the viewers a bit of an update. So Brimblecombe Hignett still to stop, Collins and Brooker still to stop, and also we do have Simon Berry also to stop. Everybody else is stopped. 40 still running in this field. We started with 44. So inside that first hour and 10 minutes, attrition not too bad. We have lost four drivers.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, not too bad. Currently got Sykes and Lester in the pit lane.
And I think that is Tom actually just sneaking past those 2 cars we had camera on.
Yeah, so that's
they
the
battle
French.
Away. Yeah, French and J-Man, help me here. It was Canero.
Canero, yeah. Vinny Canero, yeah.
So that Audi coming up awfully quickly on that battle. Those guys would have been well focused on what was just going on between them, and then to have that gold Audi just come out of the darkness and slide on through. Smith on wood as well at the moment. So this is an Aston Martin v Chevy. Chevy down the inside.
A big look.
Through the hairpin, he's got it done. Canero on French again. And there's a slightest bit of contact there between the two.
Yeah, so we had I think that was the Alice car come through, and it just broke the rhythm. It broke the rhythm of French there, and that allowed the Canero car to range up. which we see consistently as, you know, the GT3s get involved in a pass, it's an opportunity.
It is, and that's actually Zoo's Porsche, the Porsche of Zoo, should I say, just up in the foreground as well, and these guys are not that far behind, so Zoo will be trying to keep his eyes forward here as we get back to Smith on wood here. Goes for, looks for the outside move, does Smith.
Just had to back out of it a bit. It looked like it was just going to run out of racetrack pretty quickly.
Back to Canero. Friend. Oh, these guys, they're not giving up. They're going to run right to the end. This is 30 and 31 respectively for these two boys. Running hot.
Look at the Merc just chew up those curbs at the final chicane.
Loves it. So this is GT4 mid-pack at its best, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep.
Very nice stuff. We must thank again, obviously, ESO for bringing us all this goodness that is the 2024 Manufacturers Cup. It is round 2. We are at Spa. It is broadcast and brought to you live by Matchfit Entertainment. We're going to thank, obviously, ESO. We're going to thank ASR, Australasian Simsport Alliance. Description, the Discord. Go down to the description. Get on the Discord. We're going to thank Race Command. And we are going to thank Gamma Flare as well, ladies and gentlemen. Is that...
Who's that? Is that Lawrenson coming through, is it?
That is one of the GT3 cars just
Andrew
sneaking
Lawrenson
through.
Just rounding them up. So, yeah, interesting. Another interesting thing that I just noticed on my little widget there is that a little bit more cloud creeping in since those pit stops have all been completed.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. That's interesting, because there is still 45 minutes to go, J-Man, which is a big chunk of time, and anything could happen, yes. And it is, what do we got? 10:30 p.m. Track temps and the ambience are going down together. We started at 19. We are down to 17 at the moment.
Canero super close everywhere in the lap at the moment, just right up in behind that BMW.
Leaving nothing off the table here, J-Man. Canero, close as.
And they have got Sasha Death just going to range up on them as well. So they're going to get some blue flags, and that, once again, will pose an opportunity.
Up to the rhythm, here we go.
Does Canero need it? Canero looks down the inside, thinks better of it. It's going to have to get out the way.
Do you think there was a bit of a gameplay there? Just like they probably both got the blue flags at the same time. Thought, oh, I'll just have a bit of a stab. See if I can rattle him.
Quickly try and get under the wing of that McLaren.
No chance of that. But French, not rattled by it at all.
Look, and there's another GT3 car about to wound them up too, and it's one of the Viper cars. And that'll be Slade. Oh, no, it's not.
Is it? Oh, no, French with a big slip. We will pick off on that. I think the GT3 cars just snuck past unscathed, but here we go. Unforced error from French. Allows Canero to go through. He'll be kicking himself for that. He's been working hard for that position, J-Man.
Very hard. Well, the battle's still going on. We saw it came to light a little bit earlier. Was the, I think it's the Dylan Smith ranging up on Neil Wood's Camaro. That's the bright orange Camaro, the 600 car. So that's getting kind of tight as well.
Yeah, so those guys been exchanging a little throughout the last few laps. A little bit of a gap between them at the moment. Field spreads. Dorado and Huddy are close again though, J-Man, as they round up one of the laps. One of the GT4 cars, should I say.
Yep. Has picked up on Sean Brimblecombe coming through. Brimblecombe coming through for his official pit stop. And he has had that 10-second time penalty hanging over him since very, very early on in the race, so probably sit there and get rid of that. So that will still leave Hignett out there, still leading this GT4 class, but with Lucas Keys only around 9 seconds on track, and he has made his stop coming. We know what's going to happen there. Gallo is a good, he's a good, maybe, 16 plus seconds behind him from there, so that'll shake itself out in a minute. As Collins, we also see Collins in the lane too to make his stop, so that's just going to shake out, just settle that GT4 class down back into their respective positions.
Dorado past Huddy. We'll get a replay on this. Watch this, ladies and gentlemen. Dorado past Dorito, I'll call him. Dorado past Huddy. Misses his brake mark as he comes up in behind one of the GT4 cars. Gets off at the big chicane at the top of the hill. Let's Huddy pass.
The GT4 car had anything to do with it. I think he just blew that one.
He just missed it, didn't he?
Yeah. It happens. Concentration's starting to fade.
It is. Huddy very, very sideways, J-Man. See the left-hander there, down in the valley here. It's getting very dark. They're losing their brake marks, maybe a little bit here and there. The mistakes are creeping in.
And so that's okay. Smith Wood still going on. GT3 car about to round them up as well.
We're looking to do both of them here in the chicane.
This is an opportunistic time here for Smith and Wood. Yeah.
Yeah, gathered about 4 car lengths there, didn't he, J-Man, from that little exchange with the GT3 car. It's really put the nose of the Aston back up underneath the back of the Camaro there. Camaro showing a good turn of pace here to the right. Curran on Convoy as well as they roll down. These guys will be just chasing those two we were just talking about. Yeah. Any moment now, you'll see them up at the end of Camel here. Oh, not even. Here they are.
Right away.
So we watch this braking area. This is going to split the 2 GT3 cars potentially. Curran drawing the short straw there. Really compromised there. And again, we see Smith.
Oh, look at that.
Smith.
Oh, there it is. So Smith got Wood. And I mean that in the most politically correct way I can. He's just worked him over for so long. And look, once again, it took, it was involvement from another class car that really gave him the opportunity to try and get that move done. And Wood won't go away from this. He'll try and keep the pressure on because I think on pace, they're very, very similar. So, yeah, Curran Convoy, that's a great battle still going on, Davo. That's just a measuring competition at the moment. I think the BMW's got enough to stay with the Nissan.
Just waiting for that replay to roll through. That replay of nothing, mind you, just to roll through so we can get back to the action.
And, you're right, these things happen.
As J-Man called there, that Smith on Wood battle moved forward somewhat, and good work. But yeah, Curran Convoy, we're back on that. And look, they are connected because the boys these two guys just overtook Smith and Wood in this lap. So as much as it interrupts these guys in their little battle as we wind down, 38 minutes to go, but also Smith and Wood Interrupted
Oh,
there a
look,
little
look
bit.
at this, look at this.
Oh, look how close that is now.
Yeah, so that was maybe a potential lift coming up behind the GT4
That
Porsche.
was the Zoo. I think it might have been J-Man.
Yeah, and look, and that will be...
Look at how close this is, side by
That'll be
side.
Lucas Keys up in front of them.
It's going to have to yield here. The BMW just wants to keep that overlap. Oh, the Datsun sideways on the outside on the ripple strip.
I think he's going to get this done if he can hold it down the inside. It's a long way around the outside here. It does
What
go.
a great bit of racing from both these guys, side by side, door handle to door handle, J-Man. I haven't not seen any contact and very little margin between these two guys, and there it is.
Yeah, it
wow.
took a long time. Beautiful, and it's not over.
That is a stellar bit of racing, ladies and gentlemen. Right there.
So, just to give the viewers a bit of an update, top end of town, Mia Rose, last lap round is still somewhere in the 2:19.6, 2:18.1 for Ty. He's 9.9 seconds off this race, or effectively 10 seconds. Ellis, another 4.8 seconds. Lawrenson, another 12 seconds. Death, another 7. Slade, 10. So Hamilton out of 7th position. Herbert, 8th. Henderson, 9th. Bosic, 10th. So that is the top 10 in your GT3 class. And then obviously we do have Hignett still leading, unpit stopped. Once that shakes out, you will see Lucas Keys, Bruno Gallo, Joshua Holmes, and Chris Brooker, Brimblecombe, Mackenzie, Zoo, and then that AMG Mercedes of Vinny Canero, who we've seen a lot tonight battling throughout.
That car's got a lot of airtime.
Needs a sponsor, seriously.
Yeah, no, look, and actually a few of these, the mid packers here, J-Man, and particularly the GT4 contingent, are getting a lot of airtime. There's a lot going on in the back of the field here. We are giving the pointy end a little bit of camera time now as we slowly scroll through these guys, but yeah, not much going on up there, guys, to watch.
Can we have a look at the work of Mia Rose from maybe the cockpit, Dave, and just see how smooth this is going? Obviously, it'll be busy with GT4 cars, but maybe we'll just take a step back and have a little look.
Okay, here we go, down across the start line here into a rouge. I think she just overtook 2 cars from the hairpin before she hits a rouge here, but let's just watch this happen. Let's go for a lap. As we race up to the final complex of corners here, this very awkward Z-shape chicane here. 1 lap on board with Mia Rose, race leader, spectacular stuff, mate. J-Man, just class act.
Yeah, very, very fast. So that was an 18.8 around there, so still a ton of pace on that.
Yeah.
McLaren, the 909 McLaren Amir Roche. She's doing a beautiful job out there. Got around about 11.5 to 12 seconds over Stephen Ty, who also doing a good job out there at the moment, just in that second position. And then pretty much just static gaps down through there, and it is quite spread out, as you'd expect at Spa over a long period of time. You do see this. However, Hignett finally comes to pits from effectively the lead of that GT4 class and relinquishes it back, rightfully so, to Lucas Keys, who does have 21 seconds over Bruno Gallo. And you know, that's a fantastic job. He's just absolutely dominated since the start of this race.
Yeah.
Managed to clear out. Did take Holmes and Gallo with him at the start, but just consistently pressed on. And then I think really made bank when those guys came through what was maybe the back markers of the GT4 class, and just very, very consistent in the times. Last lap round of 2:30.7. Remember that these guys qualified in the 29 bracket, so not a, you know, obviously new tyre on that recently, but the dark hasn't phased Lucas at all, or the other, effectively, you know, you could argue the better part of the top 10 easily and more. But for me, one of the battles that's gone on for a while, and it reminds me of the current Convoy battle, but it is the Battle of Wood. And I think it was French, but
No,
it's Smith.
Smith, yeah. Well, they've all had a bit of a go at each other throughout the race. But yeah, that trio, J-Man, really been going at it pretty well the whole hour and a half so far. So nice work from those boys. Plenty to go yet. Like I mentioned, as we just see Hignett lose a position to Canaro.
Yeah, Hignett's just done his pit stop.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he's just rolled out of the pit lane. Yep.
So,
well and truly dark, isn't it, J-Man? Sorry for interrupting there. Who are we shouting out to?
Oh, just progress and the race tonight. It hasn't really been too much involved in, you know, we got a bit of time earlier, but the Chris Brooker, the 83 Porsche in the GT4 class, currently running fourth in class outright, and you know, there's a long way up the road to Holmes, but long way back down to Brimblecombe. Obviously, Brimblecombe having to give away 10 seconds in pits for that time penalty. However, he still would have been holding about a 10-second margin over Brimblecombe for that. So I feel like that position is genuinely on merit in that Martini-inspired GT4 Porsche. So just, yeah,
Definitely.
A bit of a shout out to Brooker. I think he's had a very, very good night. So for those people maybe tuning in that support this guy, he's done a fantastic job.
He has. I think I called earlier in the stream, he was going backwards, and I was giving him a bit of a dig and just going, mate, come on. You know, eyes focused forward, and look at him now, like you said, running in fourth provisionally in the GT4 cars. So yeah, look, I think he just got a bit muscled, you know, like in that early quarter of the race. So, but yeah, back on it, J-Man. Nice work from Brooker.
I believe maybe that. Correct me if anyone's tuned in and maybe can give me an update, but is Craig Dale the reserve driver for that team in that 960 Porsche in the GT3 class? If he is, yeah, so that would be the team car. So just trying to keep up to date with the team stuff, as well as obviously there's a lot of individual stuff that goes on out there on the night. It all does equate to the success of the team, and you know, you better believe that these drivers are doing it out there for their team as well as their own individual accolades. So
for sure, Hignett past Canaro, actually J-Man into the final complex of corners, but now they're racing through a rouge, and both of them very sideways up out of the exit, and look at them nose to tail here.
Yeah, Canaro has a look down the inside.
He's not going to give this up easy. He's going, and the slightest bit of contact here.
They both run off.
Hignett takes the lead, rightly so.
On.
And we go again.
Big margin back down the road to Greg Box, so no real threat there of those guys, you know, having too much going on. But funnily enough, I just looked down my totem and I saw French in another battle. And what do you know? It's with Dylan Smith. So French, oh, is he going to get this? He gets it. Oh, they're going to run down to Rouge, I'll tell you. It's on. French does cover. So he's been in the thick of it tonight in the Bill Stein BMW.
Yeah, nice work from French. J-Man.
Oh, Canero Hignett, that's busy again because they've just caught up to what would be... Trying to pick up who they caught.
Oh, that's it. That's Huddy.
Oh, no.
Is it Huddy?
Huddy
just snuck past him there in the Porsche.
Yep.
And look at this.
Side by side again. Beautiful.
Oh,
racing.
look. And into this corner of all places. Wow.
Canero out very, very wide.
And who's that just sneaking up behind? One of the GT3 cars sneaks around the outside of his. Goes, you go, I'll just leave you to whatever you were going on with. Look at them. And they just have not missed a beat.
No, they haven't. They haven't. That would have been
They literally have not missed a beat, those two.
That was Johnny Eaton. And it still goes on. It plays on.
Yeah. Another one actually sneaking up behind him now. Here we go. Side by side again. Still. Who's that? Is that Rose car, actually? No, that's not. It's hard to tell at night here. One of the McLarens sneaks on through. And Canero. And Hignett. Resume. Look at the grunt of the Mercedes. He's got the overlap. He's got him past.
Oh,
there's
contact.
contact.
Too early. He didn't need to come across there. The corner went to the right. He could have held it on the way down. He hadn't fully got it done.
No.
Oh, straight back to pits. That thing should be a meatball. Oh, what a shame. He was having such a good night battling.
Oh, tough dig, J-Man. Ow.
Yeah. Weigh in on that, viewers. What's your call?
That was our battle too. On track at the moment. We're back.
Yeah, hey, look, it does still carry on with the likes of
Smith and Wood. Still, French just tucked up in front of that. Those three have been going at it all night. These GT4 cars, mate, they are spectacular to watch come out off the top of a Rouge there. Very, very sideways sometimes. A lot of airtime off the tyres there, so spectacular stuff to watch.
Yeah, definitely, Davo, 100%. They do move around a fair bit. I've driven these things a little bit competitively over the last couple of years, well, a couple of years ago, and they are a hell of a lot of fun to drive. So Smith and watching brief now of this Wood-French battle.
Yep.
So what do we got coming up behind them? Have we got some GT3 cars coming up behind them? Surely. Yes, we have. Yeah, it's going to get pretty busy shortly.
And look, these guys, this happens pretty quickly too. We can see, we're just looking over the back of Smith's car right now. You can see the headlights in the distance.
Okay.
But these guys will catch extremely quickly, won't they, J-Man? Oh. Yeah, very, very wide from Smith out of the left-hander.
Who was that? Super sideways. I've got a feeling it might have been Nathan Henderson. Brooker to the pits now. Also, he...
yes. So I think he's just rolling out, actually, J-Man, as we speak. completed his pit stop, or has he? He's rolling down the hill. Anyway, that's a good sign. He's on his way out.
Trying to pick up behind Smith, one of the GT3 cars coming through there. And that will be...
the Aston.
Yeah, the Aston Martin. So even that battle there is just sort of just shaking itself out now. French just stepping away a little bit over Wood, over Smith. So about a second and a half spreading those guys there. We need a couple of GT3 cars to get in there and mix it up.
Absolutely, J-Man.
Chris Bosic, Nathan Henderson, probably one of the closer GT3 battles out there on track at the moment. There's only a second separating those two, so the Lego Mustang of Chris Bosic. Bosic chasing down Hendo.
And Hendo actually just catching the back of, I think, one of the only Audi GT4 cars in the field.
Yep.
And will easily round that thing up. Bosic.
Darren Lee. Yep.
Bosic in an awkward position now, just behind. As we see the flames lick from the side of the Mustang there once again.
So Lucas Keys only under a second away from the back of Dylan Lester in the Mustang. So that's a GT3 car, but such is the pace of Keys being able to hang there.
He's making it happen, isn't he, J-Man?
Yeah, it's just trying to work out who that was behind it. It was one of the Pit Viper Astons.
It is one of the Astons. Car.
So it's likely going to be... feeling it is. Is it Hendo? No, it's not Hendo.
No, it's one of the checkered cars, J-Man.
Okay.
Let me check my lid. It is Hamilton.
Rightio.
Figment or Hamilton in the checkered Aston.
Yeah, so Herbert Hamilton, 1.6 seconds separates those two. So that's just under 20 minutes to go. There's still some fight in that battle there as well. But yeah, Zoo McKenzie is probably one of your closer battles out on track at the moment. So that's the Porsche trying to chase down that Camaro. Porsche
v Camaro. Zoo's had a crazy race. Got a lot of airtime earlier on, J-Man, while fighting with Vu in one of the other Cayman Porsches. They were side by side, the green one and the pink one were going at it. Awesome battle in the mid-pack of the GT4s there in the early stages of the race here. But yeah, he's really settled into his race, hasn't he? Making a good show of it.
Yeah, so Phil Rando in for his official stop as well. So just coming now to make that stop from what will be effectively P18.
Booker getting up on the back. Greg Brock's BMW as well there, J-Man. One to watch.
Okay.
Oh, he's making it happen.
Oh, straight away.
Oh, unsteep.
Although,
can he make it stick on the inside?
Yeah, look.
Oh, very close.
Brock will have the inside line down into La Source, turn 1 here. Oh, it's a drag race to turn 1.
But like you mentioned, the BMW with the
Look,
overlap
push
on the
looking,
inside again. Drag race.
Where do you want to be? I think.
Woo!
I don't think I'd mind being in the Porsche's position here, just tucking behind, see if I can get the run out of a Rouge here. As we just see that. We see that rando car exiting the pit lane just behind these two. Porsche right up underneath the wing of the BMW now.
He's got nothing.
No. Looked good under brakes. It looked like he actually, the nose pitched when he grabbed the brakes, and it looks like he actually released them. So maybe a little bit more brake performance in that Porsche yet.
Yeah, it almost looked like he might have rolled out of the throttle there a little bit at the end there, just to give that extra little bit of space as a bit of a guarantee not to get it into the back of the BMW there. But class act. And look, I think Brock has got a lot to think about here with him with Brook on his tail.
Liam Curran dropping down the order. He is in the pit lane. What is happening there? He's already been in the pits once, I think. Okay, not sure what's going on there. Didn't expect... Oh, and Slade with the drive-through. So that'll be a track infringement. That's at a P6. So drive-through. So late sting in the tail with just over a quarter of an hour to go. We're running out of track limits, boys and girls. So that's huge.
Well,
that is huge.
Given the conditions, look, night time, Spa doing Spa things. Look at this fight. J-Man up the hill. Brock, side by side into this deadly piece of road here.
Sue and Mackenzie are at it too, mate. Once you get off of that one there's pretty tight as well.
GT3 car mixed in there.
Contact.
With Zoo.
Yep, it was over before it began. Zoo come off the worst end of it and managed to get the car going pretty quickly. However, it did cost him the battle. But as you were saying, the Brooker Collins Brock battle.
It's been going on, yes, and we've got Wood with pressure again from Smith.
That was Hendo just sweeping through.
As we start winding down into the final phase of this 2-hour race here. It is ESO's 2024 Manufacturers Cup, proudly broadcast and brought to you by Matchfit Entertainment, of course, ESO, ASA, Race Command, and Gamma Flare. Thank you very much, Race Command, for keeping all the servers and the sign-ups and all the cogs rolling to make sure this stuff goes out to the internets smoothly. Thank you very much. But we have still got some racing to go, J-Man. Yes.
Yeah, speaking of smooth, Regan Herbert really starting to apply the pressure to Liam Hamilton now. That's a good battle going on towards the back end, the final quarter of an hour of this 2-hour enduro here at Spa. In the dark, and what a shame we haven't got another 15 minutes, because my little rain widget's telling me that in half an hour it's going to start raining. However, they'll be signing autographs by then. And look at this.
Herbert on Hamilton there.
Yeah.
That escalated quickly.
Super fast. So somebody got out the way, but nonetheless it still was enough for him to get back up there.
And again, just that look, the distraction from the GT4 car. Some of these guys play it so good, don't they, J-Man?
They do. They do. And I can tell you that the likes of Lucas Key has got some 2 laps over some of these other GT4 drivers, such as the pace.
Impressive, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very, very impressive. Hamilton, Herbert.
Oh,
Great battle.
And yeah, well amongst traffic here at the moment as well, J-Man.
Oh, beautiful move there from Hamilton just to round up one of the GT4 cars on the outside there. High risk manoeuvre, but still makes it stick.
Made it happen.
Down into 11-12, Puhon. Very, very cool.
Back on Brooker, chasing down Brock. Greg Brock has just settled back into that groove. A little bit rattled there, I think, with a couple of GT3 cars sneaking on through. Easily done to break your rhythm there, but yeah, just settled back in. And Brooker, I don't think when Greg Brock's in his rhythm, I don't think Brooker's quick enough for him. So it's only if Brock gets rattled or you see Brooker get on his tail again. So be interesting to watch there. Also got Smith chasing down Wood there as well. That is an ongoing battle. And
yeah, very much so.
They've got something going on in the foreground there, actually. I think that's Huddy just returning to the track or something. One of the GT3 cars looked awfully slow there in front.
Okay.
But they resume and just pick up where they left off. Although
Smith now on Wood.
A lot closer than he was. So, yeah, I think that little mishap there, like I said, it looked like Huddy's car was off track there.
And Stephen Ty's going to play into this.
Oh, look at this. Ty's coming with.
Yeah,
probably
sweeps
good
down
for
the
Ty.
inside. But look, we've seen this before. This is like deja vu.
It is.
We've seen these two cars swap positions multiple times already tonight. So, look, they've got their money's worth out on track tonight.
Oh, for sure.
Great battle. And once again, Brooker, I feel for that little Porsche when they get up onto the Kemmel Straight. He's just got nothing. They get down to the tight stuff and he's all over Greg Brock. He actually rotates Greg Brock. And look, that's unfortunate. We do see Bruno Gallo about to put another lap down on those guys. And then one of the Mustangs, I believe that would probably be the Leicester car, rounds them up.
Tough gig. Winding down. It's winding down, J-Man, and the guys get a little bit of brain fade. It's getting dark. Driving under the lights. A bit of fatigue here, I think. It's sort of starting to creep in. So we pick up on Collins now. He's tucked in behind Booker, about half a second back. Smith's about half a second back from Wood as well.
Does that have implications though, Davo, for Brooker? Does race control look at that?
Oh, well, quite possibly.
And you know, what does that do? Does Colin get a free double kick here? Because he was effectively behind, wasn't he? So
yeah, interesting. And time will tell. There is still over 9 minutes to go as we get out of the front of Hamilton's car too. Another couple of cars are very close on track as we wind down into this final stage of the race. Hamilton in the pit, 806 Aston Martin chasing Herbert's 45.
Watch the run.
Watch this.
Watch the run up the Kemmel Straight. If he can get off of here nicely, grab a bit of draft, probably at that round about that distance, only half a second to pick up a good draft here off the big wing, off the Merc. Close that gap.
And he does gain on him, but he was probably just a little bit too far back there, J-Man.
Yeah, as they come into Lacombe's here, he's still close. Head down here into turn 10, 11.
Just trying to pick up on Collins Brooker here, J-Man, and Brooker gets around Collins. after Collins makes a little bit of a mistake. There might have been a little bit of overlap. Compromised Collins' entry.
Rooker does get a...
So nice work.
Rooker does cop a 10-second penalty for that incident in the final chicane, mate.
There you go. There you go. We did expect that. As it shows up on screen there, ladies and gentlemen.
And then an interesting battle. Zoo has got a 10-second stop. 10-second time penalty hanging over in post-race.
Smith and
the margin is 12.7. Sorry, David.
Now Smith and Wood side by side into the final chicane. This is actually now a side-by-side race up into one.
That looked way too easy for Wood that time.
Well, Smith attacking Wood. Smith was past him, but then lost it again. And again.
Still side by side.
Wood. Wide. Compromised. Here he goes. And he's close enough this time, J-Man. We talked about this before.
Yeah, he is close enough. Right underneath him now.
Just got nothing.
Nothing up the chute. Just that Camaro just seemed to have the legs there.
I think we were calling the Porsche on one of the Astons before, but now we're calling the Aston on the Camaro. Yeah. Same result, basically.
Oh, look at the run. Look at the run here.
Oh, here we go.
Side by side. It's a long way around there, but look for try and come back a little bit shallow and then try and square him up. Coming out of 11. All right, play on.
One of the GT3 cars coming into play now, J-Man.
Yeah, that might be Sasha, I think.
We'll just look over the rear wing of Wood's car here, leading this little battle here. And does he see him? Yes, he does. Sneaks down. It made him vulnerable to Smith there.
That's got an opportunity here. I'll try and get a pick up on Mia Rose and just see where she is on the lap. Just completed one, still 5:20 to go. So a couple more laps left in this thing. Last lap round for Mia too, still in the 2:18.7 bracket, so still heaps of pace on board the 909 McLaren, Davo. Oh, a drive through for Rando. Comes through to serve that. So a few penalties late, a couple of drive throughs. A bit of brain fade starting to kick in. 2 hours a long time here and probably a lot of pressure. We commentated a night race the other day, Davo, and one of the bits of feedback I got post-race from the drivers during the week was that the concentration levels required for driving in the dark a lot higher.
Yeah, absolutely. As Wood goes wide again. It looked like Smith gave him the space and let him come back on and is happy to chase him there.
Oh no, we've lost Stephen Ty. He's discoed. That is shocking.
Oh,
He
no.
was having an absolutely stunning race. Mate, condolences to you, the internet gods. Not favourable tonight, but your racing was absolutely first class, mate, so you can hold your head high for that. You never like to see that for a sim racer. That is the absolute worst. After such a long time, only a few minutes from home.
Yes, very few minutes from home, Jay. And what else have we got going on? Smith past Wood. Oh, we missed that. We're just picking up on a different replay. Let's get back on this little battle here. Which, well, it's a big battle actually. It is to be the biggest battle for the last 10 minutes.
Okay, so Collins on Brock too also, because we do have, I think Holmes in there mixing it up as he's just lapping them as well. So that could have implications late in the piece, but yeah, still with Wood. Oh, who's that down the inside? That's one of the Pit Viper cars. A couple of GT3s mixing it up in there just to complicate things.
Yeah, look, well, that has been the whole race, hasn't it?
But that's actually a big, you know, because that's Hamilton chasing down Herbert as well. So that's big for those guys. That's a legit fight as well.
Yep. Another Slade past Bossage there in the background as well, J-Man.
Yep. And I thought Bossage was heading towards Hendo, but now Slade's jumped in there. Hendo made a little bit of margin with those guys battling, so that might be just enough for Hendo just to not be under too much pressure. He's got a long way up the road to Hamilton, so, but it's very much back to the Wood-Smith battle. And then Aaron Lee in that Audi is still amongst us too. He's ranged up. Relatively quiet night. We've called him a couple of times when he's got out the way, but
look where he is. Yeah, look where he is now.
Yep. Collins, Brock. What can the Camaro do up the Kimmel straight on the BMW? He's got to run. He's got to run on Greg Bock. Greg Bock goes to the inside and covers straight away. Knows the threat of that big Chevy.
Oh, Brock wide, gathers it up. He's vulnerable for the right-hander here, Jamie.
Yeah, look, I think he's gonna lose this one here.
Oh, looks like he's got it back.
He got it back. Okay, so the Camaro with a big lift through the middle of the corner there.
Epic stuff as we wind down. 1 minute and 20 seconds to run here.
Okay, where is Mia? Okay, she's coming down. Not really sure. Oh, final chicane. Okay, so she's about to embark on the final lap of this race. And what a shake-up that is with the unfortunate loss of Stephen Tighe. It's certainly, Alice Lawrenson jump up as well. So effectively everybody in the field just gets that one more spot. So Lucas Keys out there from P20 outright is, obviously first in class. Doing a beautiful job.
Slade past Boss. What's going on there?
Yeah, no, he did. Remember, he got him. He did get him. I mentioned that that was a bit of a reprieve for Hendo. So those guys have been battling Bossage and Kafil Slade as well. So that's sort of just let Hendo off the hook of any late battle. But yeah, once again, Wood and Smith, and there's a GT3 car in the middle of that. Just going to go down the inside. Does that upset the flow for Smith? And these guys have got effectively this one, and they'll come across the line for one more.
They will, J-Man, won't they? As Mia already on her final lap.
Yep.
So these guys will sneak across for one more. Right now.
Collins just can't do anything with Brock on the infield. He gets close up the straights, and then we saw Brock really untidy into Lacombe's chicane last time round, but managed to hold it all the way down the hill. Much tidier this time round, holds that gap, albeit 0.6 second, but it's the Wood-Smith battle.
A little less pressure that time, J-Man, but it is the final lap. Smith, Woods looking again in the Chevy.
And Mia coming across the line to take victory. Davo does a beautiful job, start to finish. Last lap of the race, a 19.5, so very consistent lap times.
Ellis around in the final chicane.
Where's
Lawrenson? He's way
Here
back.
He comes.
So that won't affect his race, thankfully.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so
bit of a gap between these leaders here, isn't there, J-Man?
There is a gap. There is a gap. So, yeah, just want to shout out because Lucas Keys has been classified, obviously, through the GD3s getting over there first and then coming through. So, Lucas Keys rounds up first position there, and then you will see Bruno Gallo over Joshua Holmes for the top three there. But back to the GD3 class. Yeah, Lawrence in third.
Sasha Death.
Yeah.
Herbert and Hamilton right tucked in behind there, 5th and 6th.
Yeah.
Across the line, and the Mercedes.
Was there a late sting in the tail for Collins and Brock? As they come down the final chicane, Brock runs deep. Runs right across the chicane. Does this allow Collins to sweep round? Yes, it does. Gets him just before the line. Wow. You got to play it right to the end, ladies and gentlemen, because that's what can happen. Fantastic stuff. So back to where we were. Sasha Death third over Herbert, Hamilton, Henderson, Slade, Bosic, Conboy comes home with a top 10. Bubnow, Huddy, Eaton, Dale, Sykes, Dorado. I think, yeah, he cleared his. Oh no, he did have a 15-second. That might be post-race sorting itself out. Leicester, Rando, and then we get into the GD4s. As I mentioned, Lucas Keys over Bruno Gallo, Joshua Holmes, Mackenzie Brimblecombe, Zoo, Hignett, Collins. What a fantastic battle. Greg Brock, that battle right to the end. Smith Wood, that was a fantastic battle. Those guys have been absolutely spent after
all
2
night.
hours of battling.
Yeah, all night.
Lee, Paulie, Ramesh, Austin Berry, and Vu. So 35 on my totem at the end. I think we may have had a couple more finished as well, but maybe have left early. So, look, I'll try and press on, viewers, and just quickly grab as many as I can.
See who's left over, J-Man. Let's see if we can get at least somebody in here. Have a quick chat.
Yeah,
we'll have a chat.
Grab off the rack. We'll grab the race winner and see if we can get Mia Rose down for a chat. Mia, you got us on comms? You want to have a quick chat with us? Copy, Mia.
Hello.
Hey, Mia, what a fantastic race.
Oh.
Start to finish, mate. Just give us a little bit of insight to how that start was, with obviously 44 cars, and then a little bit of a summary of everything in between, including the pit stop. Mia, look pretty straightforward.
Yeah. When Stephen Tyat qualified me by about 7,500, I thought, okay, I'm gonna have to make it work at the start, and yeah, really good start. We both took a Rouge Radio on flat out, so it was just a game of top speed, and I got him and went a bit wide through the first part of the com, but I got him, cleared him, and then I just ran away with it, and that was it. That was really it for the race. He sort of came back a bit before we got to the traffic, and then the traffic just sort of, really screwed him over, and at the end, I think he got disconnected with about 7 minutes left, which is a shame.
Yeah,
was a really good race from that Audi. I don't know how he made that car as good as it is, but no, it was nothing remarkable in the pit stop. I think I had probably one of the best pit stops out of the field, because I think I gained like 3 seconds on Ty, and the rest it pitted, so which was nice. And
yeah, look, there wasn't a lot in it, Mia. Like, I think we called sort of 33 flat on the jacks, and then somewhere around that 140 something outright. And I think the best we saw tonight was actually a 31. I don't think I've ever seen too many 31s before, but predominantly 32 to 34 was the marker stationary on the jacks, and you're right in there. So picture perfect. I think the big factor that we sort of saw, and I wanted to ask you about it, was obviously once again, effectively second race of the series in. Running with these GD4s in class, and literally almost within 20 or 30 seconds, you all caught the GD4s again around that 18-minute mark. And obviously first cab off the rank. Do you think that has a factor? Because I almost felt like when you're the first one up, they get the blues first, and then I felt like you made the traffic work really well for you tonight.
I think it came down to because the first race, no one knew what anyone was going to do in terms of traffic. So it was very much a sort of very green,
a bit of a learning curve.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
and with where we had the first race, it was a very hard learning curve, and I think everyone realised what we had to do in this one. And I think also with Spa, there's a lot more overtaking areas to pass them that
Yep.
are really good for
Yep.
both. And yeah, just I think it was probably half down to having a lot of multi-class experience in my time, and then also as well just sort of picking when you want to be aggressive and picking when you want to stay behind them. And that was probably what won, well, not really won, but more that just kept building that gap out and out as we got through traffic.
And look, the other thing as well is obviously it's a good portion of time out there for us as well. We need a little pit stop, just to refresh during the race as well. So we gave you some airtime in car, and I tell you what, I came back and I sort of didn't say anything, just let the viewers see from the cockpit what was going on, and the car looked so super stable. So how much work? Obviously, you've obviously run this track and that car maybe before, but how much work through uh, let's say the month since the last time we ran, or maybe the week, did you put into that car to sort of prepare it for what was this night race?
Um, Not a lot. We did a night race here at Spa. I think it would have been nearly a month and a half ago for another league that I'm in, and I basically just got to set up from that and had to adjust it. Had a few laps of trying to adjust it to make the rear a bit more stable, but once we got it there and I fixed up my throttle, my big lead foot, and turning it into a nice smooth foot, it was smooth sailing. I was surprised by how quick my pace was in the race. Then 17.2 with those temps with a full tank of gas and pad two. Was pretty remarkable. I think Ty got a 17.3 late in the first stint, but I think we never got close to those times in the second um, stint. So, but really, I think excluding doing a race here before about a month before, I think I did a combined about 15 laps total before the session went up. So I was talking about this to someone earlier today, and I sort of say that with stuff like this, instead of trying to grind it out, I just sort of rely more on my natural talent, and if I have to grind it out, I will. So, um, but that rarely happens now, especially with the McLaren. It seems to be very easy mode car once you're very much used to it. So yeah,
Well, you seem to have bucket loads of that natural talent. Me, there's plenty of people out there like you to maybe share a bit of it because you got plenty of it. And hey, some interesting stats coming into this one as well. Obviously, class wise, very, very strong. Obviously, leading the teams table out of that first round into this one, and I think it bodes well for this one as well. Obviously, running out of second position, race one, and then obviously dominating that one, and then Joshua Holmes, second in class after round one, but having a good result tonight, and I think it bodes well for that team's championship out of the second one. So, obviously going out there for personal accolades as well is very important. You've got to do your job. He's got to do his, but for the team's looking really, really strong already.
yeah, I think sort of I think paper towel math going off tonight. I think we were the ones that scored the most points, barely, because we were first and third, and then Laundry House were second in GT4 and third in GT3. So I think we barely get the max points out of anyone from tonight, which is good.
Yep.
Yeah, super tight stuff. Well, we do appreciate the chat, Mia, because it looks like everybody else has left. So we would have had a chat to Lucas because he did an absolutely stellar job as well in the GD4 class. Absolutely dominated that class, much like you did with the GD3s tonight. So we do appreciate the chat and absolutely enjoyed that on board lap as well as seeing just the clinic that you put on there. So congratulations and well done, and can't wait to see you out in another month's time.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. That is Mia Rose from P1 here, round two at ESO for round two. Thank you very much, Mia.
Mia Rose, everyone. And yeah, well, that's pretty well a wrap, isn't it, J-Man? After, look, I don't know, it sort of leveled out a little bit about for the final sort of half of that race. everybody finding their space on track, but as usual, always plenty going on with this multi-class stuff. A lot of overtaking going on. Kept us on our toes, didn't it, mate?
Yeah. Fantastic stuff. No, we do appreciate you viewers. I'm going to sign out. I'll let Davo thank the good people that make all this happen along with ourselves. And thank you, viewers, for tuning in. And yeah, another great round.
Awesome.
Fantastic racing. Thanks, Davo.
Awesome stuff. Yes. Thank you, viewers, again for joining us for the official coverage of ESO's 2024 Manufacturers Cup, broadcast to you live and mate, commentated by Davo, myself, and J-Man here tonight. Hit the like and subscribe button. We must thank ESO, obviously. ASA. Check out ASA, Australasian Sim Sports Alliance. The Discord link is in the description, ladies and gentlemen, so get down there. Thank you, Race Command, for keeping all the cogs turning here over at ESO, as always, and Gamma Flare. That's a wrap for tonight. We will see you all next week in about 4 weeks. 4 weeks. Hang on, we can bring a calendar up here somewhere. Let's go here. So Paul Ricard next week. Next round, round 3, 28th of the 9th. Ladies and gentlemen. So that is not too far away. Get the practice in. We'll see you again then. That's a wrap for tonight. See you, Paul Ricard.